Let's see. All right, and we are live. Welcome everybody to the All-in-One Nerd Show. I am your host, Lebrski. With me, as always, is my wonderful co-host, Illuminerdy. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I've enjoyed my Saturday so far, and I'm excited to get into this tier list we're about to do.
Yes, it's going to be exciting. What have you been reading, watching since last we spoke?
I watched the 2 episodes of Daredevil that came out. Really enjoyed those.
Cool.
I did watch 2 more episodes of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Okay.
Didn't enjoy those as much, but I didn't hate it. It's my taste of the show is about the same as the last time we spoke about it. As far as reading, I am currently rereading High Republic, Star Wars High Republic Phase 1, the omnibus. Cool. I'm reading Solanin by Inio Asano. I am also reading, which I just finished, Dark Knights of Steel All Winter.
Nice.
Which I just finished literally 2 seconds ago. And then I'm reading something else too. Oh, I'm reading a fantasy book that my wife is reading in a book club, but I just wanted to read it too, and it's called Quicksilver.
What series is that?
It's called Quicksilver. It's from what I hear, which I'm not into novels like that, but it's what they call smut. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this will be my first smut book.
Would you classify it as high art? Is that...
Which one?
Would you classify it as like high art? Is it like is it up there with like The Watchmen, some of the great novels, you know? Would you say it's...
No.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully you get some enjoyment out of it. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. It's my first time, so if I hate it, I'll just stay away from that genre.
Cool. Yeah. So you listen to the audiobooks, right?
Yes. I'm trying to remember. That's the thing. I've actually been doing like so much reading and listening on Audible that like things are blurring together. Like that's why I'm like crazy on my Goodreads right now.
I've noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah. I put some time into my Goodreads. So if anybody wants some recommendations, head my Goodreads. But I read man, I can't believe I forgot this because it was so good. I Am Legend. I read that.
Okay. Yeah, that's one I'll have to read eventually. I've been reading more novels, even like fiction novels. I think I've talked about how I like to read nonfiction novels, which I still do. But I wanted to kind of read something a little more for enjoyment, I guess, for leisure. So I decided to read The Stand. So I'm reading The Stand by Stephen King right now, which is a long ass book. Like it's the version I'm reading is like 1,300 pages. So I'm going to be reading it for a little while. I am on like I think I'm almost like page 250, and I just started not too long ago. When was it? I think last week. I think it was like last Saturday or Sunday or something. Yeah. So I'm making some good progress with it. It's kind of a slow start too.
That's what I've heard.
yeah, it's definitely a slow start. It's like my mom's favorite novel though. So I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I had GK Ultra on the show for an interview last Saturday, and he talked about it a lot. And he brought it up rather and said he really enjoys that one. So I was like, okay, I kind of want to give it a shot. So yeah, it's a slow burn, but it's interesting so far, I will say.
I added that to my Audible list, and just for reference, like typical audiobooks are like, 12 to 15 hours, and that one's like 42 hours.
Yeah, no, it's long. It's a
Yeah.
huge book. I own a physical copy too, but
Oof.
I'm just reading it digitally because it's like, it's a huge. It's too big. So,
And are we liking it so far?
uh, somewhat. It's to me, it's not like a page turner, not yet, at least. Where I'm like,
Okay.
oh, I got to read the next chapter, but it's the characters are pretty good so far. They're interesting. They're each very different and whatnot. So it's a good variation. But yeah, so far it's not like a page turner. I think it's still just getting going. And I'm 200 and almost 50 pages in, and it's just getting going. So
Jeez.
it's you definitely just kind of sit with the characters, and I feel like in this version, this is like the unedited version or something like that I'm reading,
Wow.
and it definitely feels a little bloated at times. Where I'm like, I don't know why Stephen King gonna put this in here. It doesn't make sense. So I'll update you next week on how it's going, because we'll see. By then I might have said, okay, I'm done with this. But so far, yeah.
Goes
So
into
far,
the DNF pile.
yes, exactly. Yes. So I'm also reading Criminal. Still, I'm on the 3rd deluxe finally.
Nice.
I have like one more story arc. And there's another one too that's not collected in the deluxes that has its own hardcover.
Yeah, it's something summer, right?
Cruel Summer, it's called.
Yeah.
And I did not know that. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So I have to try to get that. I think it's still in print. I hope, because I really want to have it in my collection.
Yeah. I'm probably a criminal for still not reading that yet, huh?
You really are. Yeah. You have to read that, dude. Come on, get on it. Do
Yeah.
you own the deluxes? I feel like I've asked you that 10 times already, but
I do not.
yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta get the deluxes, dude. You got to.
Yeah.
A Fifth of Jet, Cruel Summer, Yippers. I think it was the newest installment. I think you're right. I think you're right. So I don't know why it's not in a collected edition or what, but they're coming out with more criminals, so maybe it will be collected in a 4th edition of the deluxe with the other material.
That'd be cool.
OPB has them on sale. Just saying, Tyler. There you go. Adam, does OPB have Cruel Summer on sale? Because if they do, I might get it.
I can
Actually, I
jack
have
them
some.
together on OPV.
Yeah. Or what's your code? Stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.
Nice. I would have to choose. I'd like flip a coin. I'm like, I don't know who to choose.
Yeah, I don't care. Whatever one's, I don't care.
And I have some exciting personal news. I did get a job offer yesterday. Yeah. So, and I think I'm going to take it. It's my only job offer I've had in months now. So, I don't know. It doesn't seem like my dream job, to say the least. It's working in it's like manufacturing for a furniture company in this area, and I think they might be nationwide. I'm not too sure. I know they have one in our area and then one down in North Carolina. So they're definitely bigger and whatnot. So yeah, it's manufacturing. I'm working in a rough mill. I will be measuring wood and trying to get the most amount of wood out of a piece of wood, for whatever, looking for defects and that sort of jazz. So
Cool.
yeah, I don't know. It does seem like there's a lot of potential growth there, though. So
Yeah.
and like I said, it's the only job offer I've had in months. So I kind of
Potential growth and just feeling like satisfied at the end of the day. I think that's like most important. And honestly, like whenever we talked, I always thought like something something in that realm maybe would be interesting for you because you've said before, like you like creating and like, whatever, putting things together. So I was like, maybe something a little more laborious or something. Maybe you'd like that. I don't know. We'll see.
So I'll give it a shot. And well, it's funny. I do have an interview now Tuesday for a different company. But it doesn't pay as much. It's only like 17 an hour, and it's a lot of travel in this area, which actually I would get my own company truck, which is kind of cool, but it's only 17 an hour. And it's like, I would I don't know. At this point, it's like, I would rather take a job I may not love for a bit of a higher paycheck. I don't think I'd necessarily love that job either. It's an on-site supervisor for construction jobs and whatnot. It's like an entry-level gig. So it's like, I don't know if I'd even like that too much. So yeah.
Well, so the key is just don't burn any bridges. You never know what could happen. So that's all.
For sure. And I have been substitute teaching. I don't know if I talked about that on the show.
A little bit, here and there.
Yeah. So I've been doing that more and more, and I do like it, but I don't know. I feel like with teaching, it can be a little repetitive, year after year. And I need something. I need like a goal to like work towards, I guess. And with teaching, I feel like you don't really get that. So, but the kids are fun to be around and whatnot. Or they can be, at least. Sometimes they're annoying, but kids will be kids, I guess, right? What can you do? And what have I been? I haven't really been watching anything. I've been watching a lot of YouTube. There's this guy, Peter something. I can't remember his name now. Super interesting channel. What he does is visits places around the U.S. and really the world too, and just tries to like capture like a town story essentially, and talks to all the locals and like it's super interesting stuff, I will say.
Cool.
Let's see. Actually, I found it on Amazon. Looks like you can pick up Cruel Summer in hardcover or soft cover. I do want the hardcover, but I would just go with the soft cover. It doesn't really matter. Also, too, you went on a mini vacation. Tell us about that. I know you mentioned you got a haul. You didn't do any recording, which is okay.
Yeah.
But,
what a fail that was, huh?
Well, it happens, Hopefully you had a good time, though. I would say that's more important.
Yeah, I had a good time. So me and the wife went to Orlando, and it was really for her birthday, but one of her friends lives up there, so she was spending a lot of time with her. So that gave me time to hit 3 different comic book stores. So I picked up a couple things. So I have them to my right because I'm prepared.
Awesome.
So first thing I picked up is Nightwing's Compendium.
Nice.
I think it's out of print. I think, but I wanted it in the collection. I want to reread that material. I'm sure an omnibus will come or be announced tomorrow. It is what it is.
Right.
I also got another compendium, Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner.
Nice. Okay.
This is the infamous compendium where it says compendian on the side. And then I got some Labruski books.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
First up, we have The Other Side by Jason Aaron. This is a historical. I don't know if it's fiction or nonfiction, to be honest with you, but it covers the Vietnam War, and it, I guess, portrays both sides during the Vietnam War.
Okay.
So you get to see the American side and the Vietnam side, or Vietnamese side.
That seems interesting.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that.
I think it was pretty praised. It just was never kind of in my realm because I was so focused on like superheroes, but I've heard a lot of good things about it.
You'll have to let me know how it is.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, because I think that's a Labruski book.
I think so too, yeah.
And then we have Grass Kings, Volume 1. Boy, that's bright.
Oh, you know what? I have heard of this one. when I had Bunk on the show over a month ago now, he talked a lot about this one, about Grass Kings. And
Yeah,
that seems super cool.
It's by Matt Kent, and I remember vaguely someone recommending this to me, and I was actually at a really small comic book shop, and I was looking at the shelves and everything, and I was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to buy anything in here, which I always kind of feel bad about because they're already struggling, and have a customer come in and like just walk out, it probably like hurts their souls. So
they might be used to it though. I mean,
yeah, probably. I guess it hurts my soul. Makes me feel bad because
sure,
they're small businesses. I'm sure they're
yeah.
struggling. So
yeah, no.
But then I'm like kind of walking out, making my way, and I see Grass Kings, and I'm like, I've heard of that. So I grab it, I flip through it, and I'm like, I'm taking it. So
yeah,
I grabbed it and purchased it, and
very jealous about that.
Very pumped to get into that. I think there's a second volume that finishes it though.
Oh, no kidding.
I don't know.
Bunk would know. He's in the chat.
Yeah, Bunk would know. And then I got 3 trades. I got Briar, Christopher Cantwell. It's like a fantasy action adventure retelling of Sleeping Beauty.
Okay.
So instead of her being like a damsel in distress type of character, she's a badass.
Cool.
And then we got The Deviant by James Tynion, Volume 1.
I've heard some good things about this one.
Yes, it's technically a Christmas story, but I've heard really, really good things about it. And then X-Men Homecoming. This is the Jed MacKay X-Men title.
Okay.
Coming out of From the Ashes, post Krakoa era. So this is like the new era of X-Men. Just wanted to check it out. And then I did get, obviously, Dark Knights of Steel All Winter, which I just finished, and that was pretty good. Not as good as Dark Knights of Steel Volume 1 and 2, but there is a issue in here that kind of has nothing to do with All Winter, and it's called, bear with me, I think it's like Air of the Ocean or something like that. Air to the Sea. That's written by Tom Taylor, and that issue is phenomenal. Really, really good. So
sweet.
If you can't read All Winter, at least read that little, I guess, one shot. But yeah,
cool.
That's everything.
Okay. Sweet. You got a nice little haul there.
Yeah, I was happy about it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I actually have a bit of a haul as well. Because I won an IST gift card watching the Omni Bros live. So I won a $50 IST gift card, and they finally came. So let me grab those real quick. They came bundled up here, and I had not even opened them yet. So I'm going to open them now.
Hey, unboxing.
A little bit. Yeah, an unboxing. Exactly.
I love it.
Let's look at some of the comments before we get too caught up. Bunk asks, what are your goals? What goals are you working towards? Tyler, hit us with your 5-year plan. Do you have a 5-year plan?
I do.
Nice.
First plan is survive being a father, which is coming up here shortly, which maybe some people watching don't even know about, but that's the first plan. And then I have some professional goals I'm trying to reach, and we'll see kind of how that plays out. I try to not keep myself strict to professional goals because the professional world is a monster, and sometimes things just don't go accordingly. And yeah, hopefully keep working on the channel, and hopefully keep climbing up there, keep making a community and a group of like-minded people that like comics, and I can hang out with and talk to and everything like that. That's always been the goal, I guess. So same 5-year goal as I guess 5 years ago, I guess.
That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. Let's see. Book ads. Dad goals are way better than professional goals.
I agree.
I can't speak to that from personal experience, but I imagine that's true. Yes, unless you really love your business or your profession. I don't know. I'm sure there's people out there, who would. Yeah. Let's see. Other Side is definitely a fictional telling, but very powerfully told. Old Vertigo title originally. Interesting. Okay. Nice. Yeah, I'll have to add that to my list. Nope, you can pick up that Nightwing Compendium on OPB. Sweet. Thank you, Adam. Bought those off the rack back in the day. Wow. Grass Kings. I feel like I've heard of that. Yes. 3 volumes of Grass Kings. I think you can find them pretty cheap on Book Outlet.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Maybe there'll be. Is there a collected edition or anything? Bunk. I feel like I thought there was, but I could be wrong.
Like an all-in-one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe not. That'd be cool. Adam says, did some digging. Criminal has made it off the 50% sale. The deluxe, however, can be picked up for $40 a piece, which they're all three. Okay, I don't think that makes sense. Pre-code, of course, which they're all three all together. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So all three together, you can pick them up $40 a piece with the pre-code. I see. Okay, cool. Bunk asks, channel goals, question marks. How many insurrections are you hoping to have over the next 5 years? I'm personally planning on leading at least 3. Wow. Those are some good goals to have. Fantastic. I'd love to hear the insurrection.
He would want to lead an insurrection.
I would follow him into an insurrection. Absolutely. I'd follow you into an insurrection too. So nice. Give me a call if you ever need someone to rally up the troops. I'll be there day one. All right. Okay, so I got how many books? 5 books, all indie books, or creator owned, whatever. And I'll start with the first one from one of my favorite authors and artists. Maybe you know who it is. Yeah. But it's Hack and Slash, Back to School by Zoe Thorogood. I believe this is written, and the artwork's definitely done by her.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to check this one out. I think I might wait to read it till like Halloween time, October. Even though I can't imagine it's too spooky, but it's horror themed, I guess. And you got Zoe Thorogood in the back there. She did some cosplay of the main character. I can't remember her name. Let's see. Cassie Hack. All right, very cool.
Lots of cheesecake in that book.
Yeah. Which fantastic. This is another one. This is one actually that I saw in one of your videos that you suggested. And I was like, oh, that seems cool. And I have heard about this. And then Bunk also mentioned it during our live stream. Man's Best. Excited to check this one out. This is done by, oh my God, can I even say that on YouTube? Porn Sack? Is that how you say it? Porn Sack Pritchett showed? Okay, I don't know. Is that how you say it, you think?
I don't know.
How'd you say it for your video?
I think I said it very similar. So
okay. All right. Grass Kings has only volume 3 on Book Outlet. Okay, I see. Captain Underpants, thank you for being here. Glad you were here. This is one that I wanted to pick up now since I've gotten to comics. I've heard so many good things about it, and it is God Country by Donny Cates. So I'm very excited to dive into this. Like I said, this is one that I've heard quite a bit about ever since I started to read comics back in college. So I'm very excited to read that finally. Now, this was I think I saw this in one of Bunk's videos, actually. 20th Century Men by Dennis Camp. So very excited to read this and check this one out. Maybe I'll do a video on it.
How many issues does that collect? That looks like a chunky trade.
It is definitely a little chunkier. Let's see. 1 through 6. Oh, but they must be a little thicker.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Because there's not too many like extras either in the back. So yeah, it's thicker boy, that's for sure. And this is one that I don't know really much about. I've just heard good things, and it just seems cool. And they're making a show, I believe, actually. Knights. And yeah, I don't know anything about this. This is a complete blind buy. So,
Whoa.
but yeah, I've heard really good things about it. I don't know. I must have watched it in somebody's video where they mentioned it, but I was like, oh, that seems sick. And I did hear news recently that they are making it into a TV show or something. So,
and writing and arts by who on that guy?
So Wyatt Kennedy, it looks like, and then Luigi Formisano.
Hmm.
Hopefully, I'm close to pronouncing that right. So yeah, I'm excited to read those eventually. I think I'll start one of them after I read Criminal, after I finish that. Nice. So yeah, there's my kind of mini haul.
You gotta let me know what you think of Man's Best.
I will definitely do that. Yeah, I'm excited to read that one. I think I remember you saying that no animals get hurt, or at least no animal dies. Is that correct or no?
I don't know if I said that. That may have been
maybe
a
I'm
different
misremembering.
Video. Yeah,
I must be.
But it's solid. Since you're about to read it, I'm not going to give anything away. So.
Okay, all right. I'm excited to read that. Heck yeah, Bunk has an original page of Man's Best. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, did you know Bunk, he collects like original pages, art pages and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh my, he could open up a museum, I bet. Like it's just insane.
That's why I've always championed Bunk's channel, because like I mean, even myself, I think there's tons of like YouTube channels where like we like comics, but I truly think Bunk like loves comics.
Yeah.
Like he is incredibly passionate about the hobby. So that's why I'm always like, people, you guys gotta watch his channel. Like just go there and watch his channel, because there's so much passion there.
Yeah, for sure. Fifth of Jack, heck yeah, God Country makes a presence in Kate's crossover. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Bunk has a few pages with Zoe Thorogood's art. Some of my favorite. Okay, you're making me jealous, dude. See, like if I got something like that, I'd frame it and put it up on the wall or something. Like
I think he has a few framed. I know he has his Ice Cream Man original page framed.
Yeah, because I think when he was on the channel, he showed off some of the stuff he has framed and whatnot. So I know he has some from Daniel Warren Johnson as well, which is awesome. So yeah, Zoe Thorogood too. Her art, she had some original art go on sale, I think at the beginning of the year, and of course it went away just like that, And granted, I don't have the money right now to buy anything like that, or else I would have. But that's awesome, Bunk. That is seriously sweet. You been playing anything before we dive into today's main topic?
No, I made it into Diamond 1 on Marvel Rivals, but I mean that's all I've been playing. That's it.
Wow. You're grinding on that game, dude.
Yeah, that's almost Grandmaster. That's getting up there.
You'll get there. I guarantee it. By next week, you'll report back saying you got there. I'm like, oh.
Hopefully.
Yeah. That's sweet though. That's sweet. The only thing I've been playing is Arkham City. I just beat it today, actually, the main storyline. Nice. So I'm considering going for the platinum, but I don't know. That's so much. It's just such a grind with that game. Like 60 hours. Yeah. It's such a grind. So I don't know if I will do that, just because it's like I got better things to do with my time, believe it or not. Not really. I really don't.
I mean, I would get it in now, especially with a job possibly starting. I mean, enjoy it. Go balls to the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, I might as well. Actually, I did want to ask you, what time do you get up for work? I know it's complete sidebar.
Usually like 5.
See, the job that offered me a position, the hours are 6 to like 3 or 3:30. So yeah, it's nice because you get out at, early afternoon, almost mid-afternoon, and you
Yeah.
can enjoy the rest of the day. But man, I would have to get up at like 5, and it's an hour, almost an hour away from the house too.
Yeah.
So it's like 45. So I literally would have to get up at like 5 to get there by 6. So, and I'm not
I
a morning person.
I will say it's rough at first, but you start it like I've been doing it so long now. My morning drive is like the highlight of my day. Like just listening
Really?
to the radio, getting caffeine into my body, slowly waking up.
Yeah.
Like I now like crave it. It's crazy.
That's Bunk kind of said the same thing actually, because
Yeah.
we were talking, me and Bunk were texting earlier, and he was saying that's like 45 minutes is about his commute time too.
Yep.
And he like looks forward to that now, where it's like that's his time,
Yep.
especially with kids and whatnot,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would definitely listen to some like audiobooks or like a podcast or something and whatnot. And yeah, definitely drink some coffee because
Yeah.
God knows I'll need it. That's too early. Yeah, it is. But the plus side is you do get out earlier. And then Fridays too, I'll only be working a half day, which is nice.
Yeah.
So, it has its pros and cons.
Yeah, that's the negative of my field is I don't get out earlier. That's the bad part.
Jeez.
Like I usually am working around like from 5 to 3:30, 4 if I'm lucky, but it's usually like 4:35-ish. So,
Jeez.
yeah.
Yeah. Are you tired by the end of the day? Like, do you like, because I'm worried I'm going to be like, oh, I got to go take a nap now. And I'll get into that cycle of like taking naps after work. And
You
it's like,
will want to, but you gotta fight it. And
yeah,
then once you fight it, your body gets used to it. Now when I get home, I mean, I'm like wired, I'm just
okay.
hyped to be home. I start reading books, making the
Yeah.
most of my time before the next work day.
Yeah. I think, I'll just have to try to get into that routine. I think also too, I think I'm going to start going to the gym because I have been exercising. Um, at my house, we kind of have a mini gym. So
Nice.
there's a gym on the way home that I could stop at.
Yeah.
But also too, I do, there's like we have what do you call it? A bench
Bench press.
bench press. Yeah. I don't know why I said bench bar. A treadmill, so we do have some equipment. So it's like, maybe I'll just do that. So I don't know. It's a lot. A fifth of Jack. I normally get up around 5:20 a.m. They just changed the time to be at work, but I think I'm going to stay at that time to get more reading in. There you go. Yeah, have some time to yourself. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
For sure. I put out an Omni and lean it against the steering wheel during the morning drive. Jeez, you should not do that. That is not safe. But you're alive still, so keep at it. I guess you're doing something right. I don't. Maybe no, don't do
That's
that. Don't.
crazy.
Let's not do that. It's no good. Maybe you've had like a Tesla or one of those other self-driving cars. You could, I guess. You could read a book. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, no, Audible is a big component right now. You put that baby on, just it's almost like teleportation. You just go into this world and you go on autopilot and then all of a sudden you're at work and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I made it.
Are you allowed to listen to audiobooks at work too?
Yeah, I mean, I work from a truck, so I'm mobile.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm a mobile mechanic because I work on generators that are on like buildings and houses. So
okay.
when I drive from job to job, and when I work, honestly, I always have an audio
Yeah.
book on.
You'll have to let me know what headphones you have because I have AirPods and they're no good. I do not. They're pretty uncomfortable. I need something that are very comfortable and very good at noise reduction because I'm pretty sure I can wear headphones when I'll be working with machines and stuff. Like I'll be in a rough mill and stuff. So, a lot of it's like electronically controlled too. So, there's not too much risk of injury.
Yeah.
But I think I can listen to like audiobooks or whatever. Like the guy interviewing me had headphones in the entire interview, which I don't think he noticed. I don't think he was listening to anything. I hope not. But so I think I can wear headphones and stuff. So what one do you use or do you recommend?
So I do have AirPods.
Oh, you do? Okay.
And the main reason I have those is just no string. When I'm moving my hands with tools and stuff, I just don't want to get caught up. But I also have, which it depends on how much money you want to spend, but generators are really loud. So I have like safety goggles, safety earmuffs.
Yeah.
And they can be Bluetooth paired also. So I can listen from those
no
too
kidding.
if I wanted to, but I typically don't.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll need something that is really good at noise reduction, and then also, that way I can listen to podcasts and stuff too. So I'm thinking maybe like Beats or something. I don't know.
I think Beats just came out with a new set kind of similar to AirPods, I think.
Okay.
So maybe check those out too.
Yeah. My birthday's coming up. It's in May, so maybe I could try to talk my mom into an early birthday gift or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I've always been good at that, talking my mom into buying me a gift early for Christmas or my birthday. I don't know. I can persuade her pretty easily. With any other person, like I cannot. I'm horrible at it. Like
you're the youngest, right?
Middle child. I have a younger sister.
Oh, dang, never mind.
Brother. Yeah. Yeah. But with my mom, I can like talk her into like buying me something early, but I don't know. Anyhow, we just did a huge segue. Back
30 minutes in, we're getting to the topic.
We're getting to the topic finally. Over a half hour in, which we are going to be ranking the MCU. So the tier list I have here, some of these I haven't seen, mostly just the shows and stuff. So you will definitely have to rank them.
That's
but
fair.
All the movies, I think I've seen all the movies besides Black Panther 2 and the Marvels. I think that's it. I think everything else I've seen. Yeah, I think so. So let me share my screen. Let's see. Share screen. All right. And I don't think I can get rid of these ads or anything. So I guess they get free advertisement twice now. So
nice.
All right, let's start off with, do you want to go in chronological order? It looks like what they have here. Or we could go with the release order. What do you think? I'm thinking release order. I think it'd be more fun.
Yeah, go with release order.
Let me see. Okay, we don't want to do that. All right, yeah, let's do release order. All right, first up, Iron Man. What do you think?
Me personally, I'm gonna say great. Is that what orange says?
That's what the orange says.
Screen bigger too.
Let me see if I can.
There you go. That helps.
There we go. Let's change it to that. There we go. Yeah, so we have awesome, great, good, okay, bad, F. That's the ranking. Yeah, so you're going to say great?
Yeah.
I would say great as well. Now, I will say I don't love it, to be honest. But I do respect what it kicked off, what it and whatnot. So Captain Underpants, Iron Man has to be awesome. And I don't know. What are the different scales? Yeah, so we have awesome, which is the best, great, good, okay, bad, which is the worst. Yeah, so I think, unless someone else in the comments wants to add, I think I'm happy with Iron Man being at great. I don't think it's one of the best. I will say I think you probably could make that argument, it being one of the best. But I would say it's great, I guess.
For me, it's great, but it's like right on the border before awesome starts. And the only reason that is because after the first time you watch it and that initial excitement kind of goes away, it is a pretty slow burn beginning to getting to then the climax. And this is actually the only Marvel movie I've fallen asleep to. So that kind of goes to show you that if that excitement's not there, it can lose you at times. So
yeah, interesting. Okay. Yeah, so I think let's keep it with that gray. And we can change these after the fact too. We don't like the order.
yeah,
Of Fit the Jag, I'm okay with gray. Agreed. It's on the fringe. That could be awesome. Yes.
agreed. Yep.
All right. Next up, we have the Incredible Hulk. I would say I would put this at. I would put okay. Quite frankly,
I would be okay with okay.
Yeah, I just don't remember it too well. And I have revisited it over the years. And it's like I just don't remember it. So
I think it's pretty solid. I mean, especially for a Hulk movie where you actually get to see the Hulk like be a superhero and stuff. But I think this is one of those movies which I think we're going to do a lot during this tier list, where when comparing to the other MCU movies, it falls into okay. Maybe standing alone, it's in the good column, but when comparing it, it's the okay spot.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. Bunk, fundamentally disagree with everything Tyler is saying. Only just came back in, so I don't know what he said, but I disagree with it. Wow, okay. Wow.
Even when I was telling people to watch your channel, you heard it here first.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Wow, Bunk. All right. So I think this is where it should go. Is okay.
Yes, I'm okay with that. Yeah. Chat, what do we think?
What do we think, chat? I don't know. I just don't remember anything really from it. I do kind of wish. I do like Mark Ruffalo in the role, but I do kind of wish we got more of Edward Norton. I do think he's a really good actor, Edward Norton.
I do like Edward Norton more than Mark Ruffalo, and I am a little biased because he's from Baltimore, Maryland, and literally went to a high school that was like a stone's throw from my house. But I like him. I think he portrays the smart but tormented Bruce a little bit better than Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo is he looks like such a geek. He really does.
Which works, but
yeah, I think it works, but
kind of doesn't at the same time when comparing.
Yeah, I feel like too. I don't know if they should have ever casted Edward Norton in the role, because I think they should have realized like he's not in it for the long haul.
Yeah,
So I think they should have just got someone else. Like I said, I do like him in the role, but for a cinematic universe, which at that time didn't really even exist either, so I feel like they should have tried to get someone else in the role. And I do think Mark Ruffalo does a good job. Captain Underpants, okay, fine. I think it was good. I enjoyed Norton as Banner. Yeah, I think he would probably be the best part of the film. Edward Norton.
I mean, the action sequences are pretty solid, though. I mean, Abomination versus Hulk is a good 10, maybe 15 minutes of that end portion of the film, and it's a brawl. It's pretty good.
In Brooklyn, right? Or is it? I know it's in New York City
or Manhattan. I think it might have been Manhattan. I don't know.
Who knows? What's the next release? Is it Iron Man 2?
I have it up here. Hold on.
I think it is, right?
Iron Man 2. Yep.
I would put 7th, that
2010.
2010. Wow. 15 years ago now. That's just nuts.
Yeah.
Iron Man's going to be 20 years old in 3 years.
Don't tell me that. That makes me feel woozy.
I would put Iron Man 2 at okay as well.
Here's some disagreement.
All right. Let's hash it out.
I think Iron Man 2 is better than Iron Man 1.
Wow. I would disagree.
It's probably, for me, in probably my top 5 MCU movies.
What? That's interesting. I did not know that about you. In fact, if I had known that about you before we started this show, I don't know if I would have done the show with you. No, I'm just kidding.
Brucey's like, that's a take. That's an opinion.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, so where would you rank it? Just yourself, if we weren't doing a collective tier list here.
I would probably put it in awesome, me personally.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's criminal.
I don't think so, man.
Yeah. Iron Man 2 is absolutely not better than the first, but it's still a ton of fun. At least you're not arguing for 3.
No.
We'll get there, me. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I can't go with that one. I would say good, though. That's outrageous. All right, chat, let us know where you would put it, and let's see if we can come up with a strong compromise, because I think we can agree it's not going in awesome.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, obviously, this is gonna like partially be maybe debatey, and we'll have to meet somewhere in the middle for probably a lot of these movies.
Yeah, we'll see. I would go good.
I would be okay with good.
Okay, you'd be all right.
Okay, low good.
Low good. Yeah, unless someone else thinks that you're going great, but I think good is a spot for it. Is a good spot for it. I would say I would probably rewatch it before I rewatch the Hulk, but not before Iron Man.
Yeah,
would say good, but not better than the first. What's that?
And we know I would do that because I absolutely love that movie.
Yeah. Okay. I think good is. I think that's good. Sam Rockwell's in it, and I really like Sam Rockwell. I think he's a wicked good actor. And actually, side note, he's in White Lotus season 3, which actually is kind of a spoiler. So I apologize for saying that. It's not like a plot detail spoiler or anything like that, but just the fact that he showed up is kind of a surprise. Like I said, not like a story spoiler, so don't worry about that. But anyhow, okay, I like Sam Rockwell. Bunk says, and yes, I absolutely disagree with Tyler telling people to watch Bunk's videos. Do you know how long it's been since that guy put up a new video? The audience deserves better. 15-year spoiler. Well, the White Lotus season 3. So that's what I was referring to, but Adam, not Iron Man 2. Yeah, so I think good. I think that's where we're at.
I'm okay with that.
Cool. All right, what do we have next? Is it Captain America?
It's Thor.
Thor, okay. Oh, I don't know.
I know where I'm going to put this.
Where would you put it?
That right there is a bad.
I would not go that far.
I think
I would say. Well, I would say it's okay.
I could be convinced. Okay. I could be convinced for okay.
Good. Okay. I would not go as high as okay. I think Chris Hemsworth in the role is good. I think the actors across the board are pretty good. The third act was very lackluster, though. And we'll give it that with that big metal robot thing that he fought. I was like, that's boring. That's stupid. Yeah. So I don't know if they didn't. I would argue they did a poor job setting up like Asgard in that world. Like that was like, I don't care about that. That is not appealing to me in the MCU. That version of it, I should say. It was beautifully shot at times, though. Asgard looked good.
Yes.
You know, but I did not like the take of Asgard. And I think Chris Hemsworth in the role is great. We got Natalie Portman in the film, which should just be bump it up a point just for her being there because she's very beautiful, you know. And I like her in the films. So I would go with okay. Well, is it better than the Incredible Hulk? For you, no, obviously. For me,
you know what? I'm gonna bump it up to okay. I think I agree with you the more you just talked about it. I think I kind of disagree with you, but agree with you at the same time. So I think the Asgardian building blocks were actually very well done. I really enjoyed that. But I do agree that the climax was extremely lackluster, but it did put in some foundation with Shield and Coulson and Hawkeye. So I mean, it was pretty interesting movie. So I would say it's below Hulk, but it's okay. That's what I would give it.
I would say I would agree. I think it's a fairly forgettable film overall.
Yes, I agree.
So all right. So I think this is good. I think we're doing good so far. So we got Captain America next, right? I believe.
Yes, Captain America.
I would go awesome. I love this film so much. It's my favorite out of the trilogy.
That's
I
ludicrous.
just love it. Some of it could be nostalgia. Like I remember loving it when I was a little kid. You know, I was probably like 11, 12 when it came out. Probably 12, I'd say. It probably came out in 2012. And I just remember loving it. I was like, Captain America, so cool. It's a historical piece, which I like history. And at the time, I like World War II. So I loved it. And I have rewatched it, and I'm like, this holds up as a period piece. Like, this is a good film. I don't get the hate. I really still don't. Yeah, so I would go awesome.
I would probably, and I'm bordering on an F. I would say bad for sure. This one I won't budge on. I really I love Cap. You know I love Cap, but this movie is all over the place. Like it just jumps from
disagree.
Scene to scene, to time period to time period. There's no substance. We're supposed to care about, Bucky dying, which, like we were introduced to him for 2 seconds. The best part of the movie is Steve Rogers being, trained and then getting the super soldier serum. After that, everything else is forgettable.
I completely disagree. Dude, the ending was so good. Like I get goosebumps when I watch that ending with Captain America in that car and with Peggy there and they kiss. That's like,
no,
dude. We are at a crossroads here right now because I am not putting it lower than. I wouldn't put it lower than Iron Man 2.
I don't know. I mean, I think you saying it's your favorite out of the Cap trilogies. I mean, that is just like, I don't know. That makes me want to like disconnect my camera and leave. That is horrible.
Oh my gosh.
And then on top of that, just to say that, that cringeworthy kiss and stuff
get out of here.
Was chill inducing. I mean, that's just, I don't know.
I love it. I think that the issue is with this film so far, we are very much at the opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to this film. Like we both have, I would say, biases against this film, but on the opposite end of the stick. So honestly, maybe we should try to let chat decide.
Well, the only issue is Captain Underpants is saying it's awesome, and I think I saw Adam say it's good. So
it's good.
We need a tiebreaker, or we need something to happen.
If you're there, he might have left. I smell a bunch of hot takes being cooked up with this stream. Oh, let's wait and see. It's great below Iron Man 1. See, that's where I would put it too. Honestly, I would put it above Iron Man 1. But I know that's not going to happen. I would honestly put it great above Iron Man 1. I like this film way more than Iron Man 1.
That's crazy.
I would put it in awesome. Yeah, I would even put it in awesome. Yeah, I really would. I love this movie so much. I just think it's
watching this movie makes me feel like Bucky when he's in the chair and he's getting his like brain zapped. That's what this movie makes me feel.
All right. Why don't?
How do we do polls on this thing? That's what we need to do.
All right. Let me see if I can do a poll. All right. Can we at least agree it's going in good?
I would be willing to agree with good.
Okay. All right, but the pull is going to be before Iron Man 2 or after?
I mean, I think Adam and Captain Underpants would both say after.
Okay. It's a true origin movie, so I would say good or okay. It is a true origin movie. Yeah. I mean, I feel like all the original but pre Avengers 1 is, a true origin movie.
Okay, how we can put it in good above Iron Man 2, but you just have to give me an IOU during this tier list. That's all.
I was about to say a similar thing. We can, yes. This yes. Okay, that sounds good to me. That sounds good to me. All right. What do we have next? Is it Avengers or is there one I'm missing?
Avengers.
I would put this one. You're not gonna like my take.
I don't know. Say it. Let's see.
I would put it in good.
I would put it in good also.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is a film. I saw it in theaters. And I think it's just okay. I really don't like Loki as a villain. And that is probably a hot take. I don't find him to be menacing that like too much. Like people were like, how is Marvel ever going to top a villain like Loki? I'm like, I don't see it. Like he's kind of a lame villain to me. I'm like, they're just reusing him from Thor 1, Yeah. So him as a villain never did it for me, to be honest. I would be willing to put it ahead of Captain America, though.
I think that for
now,
sure.
My personal ranking, and this isn't my IOU or whatever, I would put it below Captain America, First Avenger, personally. But I think it majority of people probably would put it higher on this list. Probably an awesome or great. Personally, I would not, though. I would not. And I think we're kind of in the same boat. But
yeah, I think it's good. And I think the two drawbacks is Loki. I also don't like Loki as a villain in comics or movies. I just never found him that intimidating and that sinister, not even remotely. And then the biggest drawback is, again, comparison reasons. The costumes, the fight scenes compared to like what we get in other films, like it just doesn't hold a candle to some of the films that are soon to come.
I would agree. All right, so I think chat is in somewhat, it seems okay about it.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, what do we have next? Avengers, is it Iron Man 3?
Yes, Iron Man 3. You got good memory with this.
I guess so. I would put this one, I would honestly put it in okay above Hulk and Thor. I remember enjoying this film. It's not one I revisited. But yeah, I would put it in okay.
I think this would probably be the first like bad.
Okay, listen, I'll be honest. I don't like the film that much. Like I'm not willing to like die on that hill of arguing it being okay. So I'm willing to put it in bad. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I think this is another instance of where it's like bad bordering into okay, but I still think it still kind of sits in that bad area. Again, lackluster villain, very lackluster villain. And as far as like the fight scenes and the characters that had whatever the heat in them was, I don't know. It never struck a chord for me as epic or anything along those lines.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, I'm good with it being in bad. I think visually it looks pretty cool.
Yes, I agree.
What do we got next? Dark World, I think, right?
Nope. Wait. Yes, Dark World. Wow, good job.
I would also put Dark World in F.
I would too.
All right. Let's put it in that.
That's a no-brainer there.
Yeah, I think we both can agree on that. I don't remember a thing about that.
And I'm gonna do a prediction. I don't think this is going to be the last time a Thor movie is going to see F coming up here, but I guess we'll get to that point and see.
We'll get to that soon. Winter Soldier, because I think that's the next one, right?
Yes.
I don't love Winter Soldier. I really don't.
Oh.
I know a lot of people do, so I'm trying to be unbiased here. So I'll let you kind of steer this one if you want. Where would you put it?
I personally, in my list, would say awesome, but I'm willing to compromise for the top tier of great. So in front of Iron Man.
I'd put it there. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's, yeah. All right. I'm good with that. Maybe I'll need to try to rewatch this one soon, honestly.
It is phenomenal. I don't know how you don't like it.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe, because maybe I'll try to rewatch all 3 Cap films, actually. We'll see. Captain Underpants, Winter Soldier is awesome or great above Iron Man. That needs to be great at the very least. All right. Yeah, so I think we're happy with where Winter Soldier is then.
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy, is that next?
Yes, it is. Yep.
I would put Guardians at awesome. I love Guardians. I think it's one of the best superhero movies ever, just in general. This is a film that I will make sure to show my kids. Like, I love it that much.
I do think it's pretty good, but I think for me, this is an instance where it's like bordering awesome, but I think it would be the top tier of great for me personally.
You don't think this would be awesome?
I mean, I do think it's awesome, like me personally,
Right.
but again, this is like I'm trying to like think of the MCU as a whole and compare it to sequels and other MCU films and also allow it to stand on its own 2 feet. And with all of that, being wrapped up into my thinking, that's why I would probably put it at great. But if we're just looking at it as a film, I mean, I do think it borders awesome more so, but
okay.
Again, just some of the films to come, I think
Right.
great is probably where I would land it, but I would be fine with it being an awesome either way. I mean, I think it's between those 2 categories for sure.
All right. Let's put it number 1 great for now, and then maybe change it.
Yeah, we can always change these. Yeah, so why not?
Yeah. I love Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. Like
Here,
I think it's my favorite MCU film.
What I'll do is I'll create like a little note of titles we want to return to and maybe discuss again.
Okay. That sounds good. Let's see. What was next? Doctor Strange, was it? No. Was it Ant-Man?
It is Avengers Age of Ultron.
Oh, okay. I would probably put it in good above Iron Man 2. But I know where people land with this film, and I can't imagine it'd be the same for you.
Yeah, I'm somewhere at top of the rung for okay or bottom of the rung for good.
Okay.
This is also not one of my favorite MCU movies and definitely my least favorite Avengers movie.
Hey, Mike, hope you're doing well. Dang, Avengers 1, just good. This is subject to change as well. So, yes. It's not a final thing. Now that I'm thinking about it, we might need to move Iron Man 1 down. Okay. I think I think we'll leave it where it is for now. I think bottom of great. I think that's good. So It's this one was like the first MCU film that I remember being so hyped for. Where I'm like, I really want to see it. Like
Yeah.
like I became a huge MCU fan before this film came out. So it holds a lot of like nostalgia, I guess, or biases for me. Like same as Iron Man 2 and Cap 1. That's wild. That's good to hear. It can change. Yes, it can change. Where would you put Iron Man 2 and Cap 1 out of curiosity?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Say that, Mike.
yeah, I would. I don't know. I could go either way. I personally I would put it above Iron Man 2 though. In good. But I won't die on the hill of like I'm okay with it being okay, you know.
Well, let's think of so the positives of the movie is definitely Ultron.
I loved Ultron, yeah.
One of the best villains, probably just behind Thanos.
I would agree.
The Hawkeye
In the MCU or in the comics?
in the MCU.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I would agree. I think he's up there.
The Hawkeye focus, phenomenal also.
Yeah. I liked it. We got Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
Lackluster.
I really enjoyed Scarlet Witch. I that's where like my crush for Elizabeth Olsen originated was that film.
That's fair.
Like, who is this? You know.
But their character and their character arc's kind of forgettable, and I feel like it's a little shoehorned in.
Though. Yeah, I would say it's definitely a little lackluster, especially compared to what we get of Scarlet Witch, not Quicksilver.
So you said what good, but in front of Iron Man 2?
I would put it in front of Iron Man 2, yeah, and good. Yeah. We got Vision.
Yes.
I like Vision in that film.
I'm going to agree and say in front of Iron Man 2 is fine, mainly because of the building blocks that are put in place leading into Civil War from this movie. That's the deciding factor, I think, for me.
Okay. Yeah, because it definitely does. This film definitely does impact the MCU as a whole, the aftermath of it. Yeah.
And the scenes where the tension is there, especially between Iron Man and Captain America, like some incredible dialogue scenes in this. So I'm okay with that.
Okay, cool. Mike says, I would say Cap 1 is good. Iron Man 2 is okay, and Avengers is great. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Cap 1 is the worst MCU movie. The pacing is so bad. Strong disagree.
Yes. Strong disagree. Thank you, Alex.
Tyler is with you, though. Very much so. Labruski is rating the movies off of beautiful women. How else? You know, I mean,
yes.
What else makes a good movie? I don't understand. Mike says, well, that's true. I really only like the first half of Cap 1, but overall,
I said that too.
I really enjoy it. Cap 2 is really good, though.
Yes.
100%. All right. Yeah, I think this is good where we have Avengers 2. I think this is good. Ant-Man, is that next?
Yes, it is.
I really enjoyed Ant-Man. I think it's a fun film.
I would agree.
I do think it's I don't know. I really enjoyed it when I saw it. I really liked the third act with the fight scene. I thought that was another film where I like got goosebumps. I'm like, damn, this is super powerful. I love Paul Rudd in that movie. I think the villain is okay.
Yeah.
Kind of pretty much just a copy of Iron Man, or I'm sorry, not Iron Man, Ant-Man, just with a yellow suit and can fly and whatnot. So, but I think it's still pretty good. So I would probably put Ant-Man in good above Captain America 1. That's where I would land it.
I would probably agree too.
Okay.
I think this is my favorite origin movie behind Iron Man 1, maybe. I mean, I feel like they're pretty neck and neck. They're very good origin movies. But I think where it suffers is, like you said, villain. Villain is extremely lackluster, and scope. when it comes to when this movie came out and what we were building to in the MCU. Like, it felt so misplaced and random. So it kind of fell flat because of that. But
Okay.
it is really good. I think the fight scenes are cool. It's creative. I really like Hank Pym's involvement and how he's
Yeah.
used as a character. So I think that's a good placement there.
Yeah, I think I'm good with it being here. I think we can agree on that. I am disappointed though. Do you know Edgar Wright? Right? You do.
Edgar Wright.
Yeah, he does Shaun of the Dead.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. He was supposed to direct Ant-Man. Yeah. And I believe he's credited as a writer. I think they kept some of the original script.
Yes, he is. I have him right here.
Yeah.
Edgar Wright, Joe Cornish, and Adam McKay.
Yep. He was supposed to direct it. And I think there was some leaked footage or some test footage that got out, and just like I would have loved to see Edgar Wright's version of Ant-Man. Like, that would have just been insanely good. I love Edgar Wright.
Yeah,
love
he has a good tone that would have worked with the
I
tone
think
of that
so.
film.
I think so. Yeah, Edgar Wright's great. Mike says it was very small in comparison to everything going on. No pun intended. Yeah,
Yes.
no, I think I would agree. It definitely felt like a smaller picture. Pun intended. Let's see what's next. Is it Doctor Strange?
Captain America: Civil War, May 6, 2016.
Okay. Are you sure that's next? I thought it was Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange is after it, November 4th, 2016.
Okay. All right. Civil War. I would put this in. Yeah, I'd put it in gray above Winter Soldier.
This is my favorite MCU movie.
All right. If you want to use your IOU,
I do.
I'd be willing to. You want to put it in awesome? I'd be willing to do that. If you want to, just be careful. You only have one so far.
I want to use my IOU. I think this film is incredible. The buildup of this. Remember, this is where we saw Spider-Man for the first time, and they kept it a secret. The trailers, the way they released the trailers, the tension in this movie, the dialogue delivery from specifically Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. in all of those scenes, and then the final fight scene. This movie is perfect, literally perfect to me.
All right. I will yeah, I enjoyed it. I will say. I think it's better than Winter Soldier for sure. I like Guardians more, but I do think it's a very good film overall. And you're right, we did get Spider-Man. We got the fight scene in the airport I thought was really, really cool.
Yep.
The villain of Baron Zemo I thought was a little not so great. That was kind of the one thing in the film.
Yeah.
But I think the conflict between Captain America and Iron Man is really well done here. And ultimately their clash I thought was great. So
yeah. I do think Baron Zemo was a little lackluster, but I think he played his role right. You know, like, I feel like the actual villain of the film is the Avengers against each other, you know, and he's just kind of like the tool of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Black Panther. Jeez, Black Panther was introduced in this too. Completely forgot about that. Yeah, this was big. This is awesome.
Yeah. No, it was definitely, a lot of people said this is like Avengers 2.5.
Yes, it is.
And I would agree. But I think honestly you could argue this is just an Avengers film. Like, if they take Avengers Civil War, it would work entirely.
Yep.
Like,
I agree.
Entirely. So yeah, I think I'm good with it being an awesome. I am. I think it did a lot for the MCU.
So I did use my IOU, or I just convinced you? Which one are we saying?
You definitely used your IOU. I would have argued big time it being under Guardians.
Okay. Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. But you could have said, okay, you could have argued like putting Guardians up and then Civil War and having those both be awesome. Like, you could have been like, it's not above Guardians, but you could move Guardians up to awesome. I would have been okay with that.
We might get to that point when we reassess the tier list. So we'll see.
Okay.
I am on the verge of Guardians of the Galaxy, so I could be convinced.
Sweet. All right. Let's see. Alex, I hope you're doing well. I don't think we. I don't know if I said hi. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Civil War is top 3, and it's not 3 or 2. I would have liked to see more Zemo though. Yeah. Shockingly, I'm with Tyler here. If Labruski is shutting this one down, might be gone for a new insurrection. What do you mean the villain Zemo? The villain is Tony Stark. Ooh, actually, we're not changing anything, but I am curious. What side did you pick?
I honestly think I would probably kill someone for my mom. So Tony Stark.
Okay. All right.
Dude, I don't know, man. If I found out somebody like killed my mom, I mean, I would be in bad shape.
Oh, I mean, I think everyone would, yeah.
Yeah, but like really bad shape. I think like there would be hell to pay.
Okay, that's fair. But I guess before that, because that's kind of a reveal at the end, right?
Yeah.
What side were you on? Leading up
Cap,
to
100%.
Yeah. No,
yeah.
I think Cap was right all along. It makes zero sense to like pick and choose like, oh, what countries you can go into. Like, I don't know. I'm like Cap. It makes sense for Cap,
Yeah, I was team Cap in the movie and in the comic book event. I mean, I was unwavering, but the mom being killed and Cap defending him, I mean, that'd be a little iffy for me.
Sure. No, I think that's fair. I just like Captain America a lot, and I think here I'm like I don't know. I never really liked Tony Stark or Iron Man in the MCU either as a whole. I think he's kind of an overrated character, to be honest.
Oh
yeah. I know. I know.
Chat, clip that.
Don't clip that. You're gonna ruin my career. I do. I don't know. I always thought he was a bit cocky and kind of annoyed me a lot.
That's the point.
It never worked for me that well, and I do don't get me wrong, it's not like I hate the character, but I don't think he's like this, like, I don't know. I just always saw it was like he's just a dude in a suit. Like he's not that cool. Like compared to Captain America, way more badass in my opinion.
I think if you look at him as a character from film to film, you can have that. But when you look at his arc from, selfish billionaire that was like fighting for himself to what happens at Endgame, I mean, I think that is when he becomes like peak of peak characters just because of that progression.
All right. I don't know. Anyhow, I am definitely Team Cap in this film. I like Captain America way more.
I am too. Yeah.
Fifth of Jack, but Civil War wasn't based off 6 characters going after one another. I feel like it watered down Civil War, but if I move off that, I'm great with character introduction though. Yeah. I don't know. I thought it did really well. I think the characters we got fighting each other made sense, and it all made sense to me. I enjoyed it a lot. Actually, never mind. My favorite is the first Avengers, then Civil War. We have the first Avengers at good. So you can argue this is just an Avengers film and one that's better than Age of Ultron.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I feel like maybe this should have been the second film, and they should have not done Avengers Age of Ultron. Or done it better, at least, or saved it, or whatever. Because I feel like Ultron was wasted. Like, Ultron was so cool in that film. And we haven't seen any more of him. And I'm disappointed by that, Supposedly, we are getting more Ultron.
I think it's pretty solid for an Avengers 2 when you look at it as like a progression film. Like they're like learning each other and learning how to be a team. But if we're looking at like Civil War versus Age of Ultron, like Civil War is a way better Avengers film where like they're at each other's throats. You get to
Yeah.
like there's so much Tony Stark in this. It's crazy that it's a Captain America movie. There's
Yeah,
so much focus on him.
very true. The Bunk says Guardians should also be awesome. I would agree. I view Guardians as a separate thing. Honestly, unsubscribing to Tyler. Uh-oh. Hashtag Cap was right.
I agree with that.
He does agree. Yeah. Team Cap for sure. Cap was right in both instances, movie and comic.
I agree.
You did this to yourself, Labruski. I think I probably did. Labruski needs to read Green Lantern by Jeff Johns and realize you can root for a cocky character who borders on being a jerk at times and relies on his equipment and still tells a great story. I have read a lot of it. Not well. Yeah, I've read a good chunk. I've also read some Green Lantern Corps. So I have read some of it. Yes. First Avengers is in my top 3 also. Age of Ultron was the worst Avengers. Yeah, I think everyone can agree. There are no strings on me. Yeah, I thought that was like a great line in Age of Ultron, you know? And that reveal of Ultron coming out when they were all like drinking, that was a great reveal for me. I thought Ultron was so menacing.
That's what I was gonna say. It was creepy. I mean, I remember like being on the edge of my seat.
Yeah. So well done. So well done. All right, let's move on to the next film. So we just did Civil War. Now we got is this one Doctor Strange? It is. It's got to be.
Yep.
All right, I would put Doctor Strange probably in good. Oh man. I would put it in good. I don't know where I'd rank it just yet. What about you?
I would put it in good just behind Ant-Man for me. Like I enjoyed Ant-Man just a hair more than Doctor Strange, but they are neck and neck. Like I think they did the same thing for me. Like again, a very good origin movie, but Ant-Man just did a little bit better.
I would put it behind First Avenger.
I'll be okay with that. We can put it there.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. I would. Yeah, I don't know. I would say definitely behind First Avenger, and I think Age of Ultron is where it's. Yeah,
it's definitely better than Age of Ultron.
Yeah, yeah. It's a. I would say it's more generic of a film almost in the grand scheme. Like it's not very. It's original, but like the structure of the story is not anything that we've seen that time and time again, you know?
Yeah.
But I think it works. It's a safe bet essentially too, you know that.
Yep.
But I think it works. I don't think there's any really moments that like shine for me. Like I would argue like an Ant-Man or whatever. So yeah, I think that's good. Agreed with Strange and good. Yeah. Doctor Strange is okay and a perfect movie to fall asleep to. Cumberbatch is a great Doctor Strange in other movies, but this movie is pretty lackluster. The villain was a little forgettable. It wasn't very memorable. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I would agree. But I think it does a good job setting up his character, and but I think it's a safe bet in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
it doesn't. Yeah.
It serves its purpose.
But I think it does a good job. Yeah. I do like Benedict Cumberbatch in the role as well. We almost got Joaquin Phoenix as Doctor Strange. Did you know that?
Yes, I did. And I think that would have worked too, but I think I like Benedict a little bit more.
I would agree. I think I see Benedict. Yeah, I think I would have loved to see Joaquin Phoenix as Doctor Strange. Don't get me wrong. Joaquin Phoenix is not one of those guys that would have signed on for multiple films, you know. Like I can't imagine if Joaquin Phoenix as Doctor Strange showing up in Spider-Man No Way Home, you know. Like I or maybe it would have, you know. I don't know, but I do like Benedict Cumberbatch in the role overall. I think he's very well casted and whatnot. So what do we got next? Is it? Let me take a guess. Is it Spider-Man?
It's Guardians 2 in
2. Yeah,
2017.
Guardians 2. All right, I would put this one in good as well. I would honestly personally put this probably before Avengers.
Yep. That's
You
right
would too?
where yes, yep.
Okay. Yeah. I think what's happening? Why is it doing that? All right. Yeah, I think I like it there. I really like the soundtrack of this film.
Mhm.
I remember when it released like a couple months before the movie came out. And I remember like buying it and I was like, "Oh, this is sweet." I still listen to some of those songs throughout all the Guardians films. Like
Yes.
the Guardians films, James Gunn like introduced me to so many amazing songs because of the Guardian film. Like that's where a lot of my musical taste comes from. Um,
Yeah.
Guardians 2 is awesome. I love Guardians 2. Good, fine. Wait, they are agreeing a lot more than I thought it would have been. I agree with the placement. Soundtrack would be awesome. Yeah, soundtrack was awesome.
Yeah, I think this is a movie again, like almost similar to Civil War, where like the villain was pretty good, but he wasn't great. But I think the like emotion behind this, like
Yeah.
specifically the reveal at the end, like really
Well,
hit hard.
same thing with Civil War. I mean, the villain kills Peter Quill's mom.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of emotion there. I think this is probably the worst out of the trilogy, but I still think it's a really good film. Like I think a lot of people don't like this film from what I've seen online and as a MCU as a whole. Like this tends to be towards the bottom, but I think it's a lot of fun. I do think it's definitely a little weird at times.
Yeah.
But I think it works. I will say the one thing I don't like is Yondu's death, and that I never really liked Yondu.
Yeah.
I never cared for him as a character. When he died, I was like, whatever. I don't really care. You know,
Yeah.
like I always thought he was a dick and like just I don't know. I don't think that was well played for me personally. That did not work.
Yeah, it was a little
Yeah.
comedic of a death, especially for something that was supposed to hit hard. Like it felt
Yeah.
kind of funny. But this also has Gamora and Nebula, kind of coming back together, which
Yeah.
is a good scene too.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, and I like the villain of Ego. That's his name. Ego the Planet,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yep.
Kurt Russell in that role. I thought it was very well done. It makes sense that casting for Chris Pratt's father in this. I thought it worked. I thought it worked. And we got Mantis. I liked her character a lot. Yeah, I thought it was really well done, to be honest.
I agree. I think that's a pretty solid placement. Yeah. And I do agree with you again that it is the weakest of the Guardians trilogy.
Yeah. Alex says, Mike and I have good taste. Well, I suppose. Indeed, we do. Fit the Jack for me, Iron Man or Guardians soundtrack favorite soundtrack for Marvel. Definitely Guardians 1 for me. Do you know Pandora, the streaming software or whatever, the music app, whatever?
Yes.
I still use that to this day to listen to music in the car now. And I kid you not, the radio that I listen to is Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack radio because there's so many good songs like, that aren't on the soundtrack, they will play like other songs in that era and similar songs. And it that's how I discovered so much music is from that radio station or station, whatever they call it on Pandora, from the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack station. And it's just, I've been listening to that thing for over 10 years now.
Maybe that shows my age, but I've heard all those songs like a million times, but I'm an old man at this point, so.
Well, I mean, before most of the songs, yeah, I had not heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, before that film, yeah, I did not hear most of those songs.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, and that film is the reason for my musical taste today. Yeah. That and also my brother, I remember, he got me into Billy Joel for some reason. That was another one where I would listen to a lot of Billy Joel. I don't know. I don't know. So I like Billy Joel a lot too. To this day, and it's funny actually. I saw him in concert around that same time after I saw Guardians, like a few months after he came to the area, and he's coming to this area again. I won't dox myself, but upstate New York area. Let me just give you guys my street address. No,
it would be the second time, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. He is coming back to this area this spring, but I did not get tickets, unfortunately. So it is what it is. I'm not a huge Billy Joel fan anymore, but it would have been cool to see him again.
This makes me very happy that we're not doing like a music tier list because we would be all over the place.
Oh, dude. I imagine we would. And yeah, for me, actually, music is the one like art medium that is like my least favorite. I don't know. It's never excited me that much. Like I'll listen to music in the car and then in the shower, and that's it. Other than that, I don't listen to music unless like I guess I work out or whatever. But I have like friends who will like the way I'll sit down to like read a comic, they'll just sit down and chill and listen to like a vinyl record. And I'm like, that seems so boring to me. I don't know. It's my brother's kind of like that too. He'll sit down and like listen to records or whatever. Yeah. I don't know.
I have music playing almost 24/7 in my house, but I definitely can't sit down and just like stare at a wall and listen to a vinyl. That I can't do.
Yeah, music always just seemed kind of lame to me in a lot of ways. And I don't know. But he's Mary Poppins, y'all. Yes, I guess he is. I wasn't too big of a fan of his, but when he died, I cried like a baby, and at his funeral, I was a mess. I do think the funeral scene was very well done, but
yes,
it didn't feel 100% earned. I like what they did, but like I said, the emotional aspect of it was not 100% earned for me. Alex says, I like Yondu a lot. Yeah, I don't know if it's the casting that I wasn't crazy about either as Michael Rooker, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't get me wrong, I don't hate that actor or anything. Like he's a good actor, but I don't know. It just didn't do it for me.
I don't love that actor, and that's why I didn't like Yondu, but that's just me.
Yeah, he seems like a cool guy. Like I've seen him in interviews and like seems like a nice, cool dude, but
he just plays Michael Rourke. Is that his name? Michael?
I think it's Michael Rooker. Yeah.
Yeah, he just plays himself. In every casting. That's why
for the most part. Yeah. Maybe not oh gosh, what's his character in The Walking Dead?
Merle.
Not Merle. I mean, Merle's like a racist bigot. So yeah. I don't know if he plays himself necessarily beat for beat.
Well, I mean, like the like how he talks. Like, he doesn't put anything on, you know?
Yeah, no, I get what you mean for sure. I would agree. Yeah, he couldn't escape his upbringing, but protected his children through tough love. I don't know.
I can definitely appreciate his character progression, just not the delivery.
Labruski needs maximum stimulation. No, maybe I don't know.
What are we talking about here?
What's that?
What are we talking about here?
Yeah, I was a little confused there too. I was like, okay, I guess. I would disagree, Captain Underpants. I definitely do not. I am very much like I have a friend, one of my best friends. He's always up and like he says he has ADHD. I don't know if he's never been diagnosed with ADHD. Like that's just one of those terms that thrown around nowadays where it's like, oh, I got ADHD. You don't have ADHD, but he is always like up and about, and it really does it seems like he has a hard time sitting still. I am very much the opposite. Like I literally, my default mode is just being lazy. Like I can sit down and like watch something all day. Like I don't need to like leave the house or do like my default mode is like complete opposite of his. So I guess little known fact about me. Brain stimulation. Sorry, everyone.
There we go.
Yeah, it sounds better. I will say there's not that. Yeah. Oh yeah, that sounds better. All right. So what did we just do? Let's get on to our next film. Guardians, we got Spider-Man. That's the next one, right?
Yep.
All right. I would put it. I don't know. Where would you put it? It's a tough one for me.
I think I would probably put it. Man, it's been a while since I saw that one.
I do like it. I do like it quite a bit.
I would probably say bottom of great or top of good. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I think I like Guardians 2 more.
I would be willing to. It's definitely
So
above Avengers.
yes, agreed. Agreed. But like Guardians 2, I think that's a film that I appreciate more and I remember a little bit more. Like I would argue Spider-Man Homecoming is another one where similar to Doctor Strange, where it didn't take too many risks. Like it was a very much kind of a clear-cut superhero film, and I think it works. I don't think it's bad in a lot of ways. I really like the villain of Falcon and Michael Keaton playing that role. I thought that was really well casting.
Oh, Vulture, yeah. I was like, Falcon, what?
Oh, a Vulture, not Falcon. I had a mini stroke there for a second. Vulture, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I really like him in that role, and yeah, I think it's a really good film overall, but I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
the hard part, like what's competing in my brain is the reveal of Star-Lord's mom and what happened to her, that scene, versus the Tom Holland and Michael Keaton scene in the car and the tension that's built there. Like those two scenes are pretty perfect, but
Yeah.
I think I'd be okay with it going behind Guardians for now. But I'm going to add
Okay.
it to the list. Maybe we can rediscuss at the end.
Should we move Guardians 2 up to great though?
I don't think so. I mean,
Okay.
I think the leap between Iron Man and Guardians 2 is pretty great.
Okay.
Like the gap between them as far as quality.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting too because I bet if Spider-Man: Homecoming was like one of the first films of the MCU, like it came out around the time Iron Man did, late 2010s. I bet it would be higher up. I bet it would be in the greats. We need a Sony Spider-Man universe tier list. Oh boy, I don't know about that. I haven't seen most of those films. On a scale, Morbius, Madam Web, Craven, where does No Way Home land? Above all those.
Yes, way above
I
all
can
those.
confidently say above all those, even though I haven't seen any of those. I haven't seen any of those three films above all those. Yeah, let's come back to this one.
Yeah,
But
I added
I
it
think
to the list.
yeah, I'm happy with it being there for right now. Yeah. So
Because I
what do we have?
think, which this is a sidebar, I think at the end what we may, which this isn't saying what we should or shouldn't do, but maybe depending on what the list looks like, Guardians 1 going up to awesome, Guardians 2 going into great, and then Spider-Man being at the top tier of good. But we'll see when we get there.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right, we got Thor Ragnarok next. I really love this film, I will say.
I did too.
I would put it in awesome.
I would put it in awesome also.
Okay, why do I have Incredible Hulk? Where do we put Incredible Hulk? Okay, there we go.
Yes, yeah.
I would put it probably above Civil War, but I'm going to compromise. I know that's your favorite one. And I think I can recognize as a whole, this is probably where people would probably put it more so. If I had it my way, it'd probably be number one right now. Well, actually, Guardians would be number one. Yeah, well, because I would say Guardians is better than Thor Ragnarok. Now that I'm thinking about it. I think so. I think so for sure.
I don't know. I mean, Was Ronan that good of a villain? I mean, I guess he was better than
I liked
Ragnarok.
Ronan as a villain. I thought he was menacing. Yeah, I liked him as a villain. I didn't think it was. I mean, I guess in the grand scheme of things, yeah, a little lackluster, a little boring. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We can keep it there. I'll add it to the list. We'll see.
Yeah. All right, that sounds good. Black Panther next.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I think Black Panther is another one, like Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, where it was. I don't know.
This for me is also awesome.
Mm.
I think the villain is again probably number 3 behind Thanos and Ultron. I think there was emotional stakes. I think there was some left turn, some unexpected events, incredible acting, and crazy world building. I mean, we didn't get this level of world building from any other film other than Guardians, where it was building a completely different culture and lore. I mean, I don't know. This is awesome. I'd probably put this above Ragnarok for me.
I would not put it there. I would probably put it where Mike's thinking, good, lower good, on the lower side.
Killmonger? Are you kidding?
He didn't do it for me. I thought he was just okay, honestly.
The beginning of the morality gray type of character that we now can't escape. I mean, I don't know, man.
I wouldn't go as high as awesome. I want it.
Okay, I can compromise on no awesome.
I would not put it above Guardians either.
Okay. What about Winter Soldier?
I don't really love Winter Soldier either. I don't think Winter Soldier should be in gray. So
okay, what about Iron Man?
But no, I would put it above Winter Soldier in my personal ranking. I probably would. Yeah, I'd be okay with putting it behind Guardians. If you,
okay,
I would put it lower on my list, to be honest. But for compromising sakes, I'd put it behind Guardians.
Okay.
Maybe that's one that I need to rewatch too.
Do you want me to add that to the list of revisit, or are we happy with that?
No, I'm not going to argue to try to put it lower. I'm good with it being there. I do think it was. I mean, I think it's a significant film in pop culture. You know.
Yeah.
I will say so. I'm okay with it being there. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good with that. A Fifth of Jack, it's good. Borderline great. It was a solid movie. High okay, Captain Underpants says.
Oof.
I would go low good. I would, in my personal ranking, I would probably put it in between Doctor Strange and Age of Ultron. Personally, I would go that low. Tyler is the only one who liked it this much. I don't know. I think people love this film. Yeah, I think
90% of the world like this movie.
Yeah, I would disagree with you, Alex. I think most people really enjoyed this film. Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's kind of similar to Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, like an Iron Man and Ant-Man, and like it's more of a generic origin superhero film, I guess, in a lot of ways. You know, like it's not, to me, it does not like reinvent the wheel like I think Guardians does, or Thor, Ragnarok even.
I mean, what do you feel Guardians reinvents as far as like an origin movie goes?
Well, I don't think it I should preface this. I don't think it reinvents the superhero structure. I think it like perfects it. Honestly, like Guardians, the build up to that final third act, that's like to me one of the best third acts in a superhero film ever. Like truly amazing stuff. So, and I think the weak link with Guardians would probably be the villain Ronan. even though I do like him, I do kind of recognize he's more a little generic.
Yeah.
And not there. I thought he was still pretty menacing and whatnot. Like I thought it was good. I thought it was pretty well done. But
see, that's interesting because I'm on like the literal opposite for like Black Panther, like or I guess the same but opposite. Like I
yeah,
think the build up to the final act in Black Panther was perfected. Like I think the false death of T'Challa, the rest of Black Panther's family having no idea what they're going to do to stop Killmonger, and then the big reveal that he's not dead, and to come back and get his throne. I mean, that was like chill inducing. I mean, when he's standing on top of the rock after taking down the flying plane and announcing that he's not dead and the challenge is still happening. I mean, that was like, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think this is like, to me, a like perfect origin film, origin story type of movie.
Okay. I do like that scene that you were talking about with him kind of coming back and revealing that he's not dead. And
Yeah.
I do think that was really well done, I will say. But
who do you have as far as like Ronin versus Killmonger? Like, do you as
oh,
far as
I would say Killmonger is definitely more memorable. Yeah. And more well done, kind of like what you were saying. Like he's more kind of a gray villain where it's like you can almost kind of you can see where he's coming from and you
yeah.
almost can root for him in a lot of ways. So I think Killmonger for sure is a better villain than Ronin. Yeah. I would 100% agree with that. I'd agree with Labruski's personal placement. Yeah, with it being kind of lower on the good. I can rewatch the Guardian trilogy any day.
I agree.
Yeah, I would agree. I would put ahead of Iron Man, but not above Winter Soldier. Yeah.
I could be convinced to that, but I mean,
I'm good with it being above Winter Soldier, I will say.
okay.
I think that's good for me.
And I do want to preface this. I love Guardians. Like Guardians is the best trilogy in all of the entirety of the MCU. So just because I didn't put in awesome, I'd still love the film. I won't take no Guardian slander. It's just I don't think it's perfect.
All right. Good to know. All right, next we have a doozy. Infinity War.
Is it? Yep.
Top awesome for me. Better than Civil War by far. There's so many amazing moments in this film. Like such a good movie. Yeah.
This is where I think I'm drastically in the minority. I think it is.
Oh gosh.
I think it's bottom of great and top of good.
Oh. All right.
But I could be convinced to be top of great. It's just I can't. I could watch Iron Man 1 more often than I could watch this.
Oh no, no. I could rewatch Infinity War a lot. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I just recently rewatched this actually, and
yeah,
once the kind of reveal is done, I mean, does it hit the same still though?
I would agree. I mean, I think there's just so many great Avengers moments throughout it. Of them fighting Thanos' army and we're seeing Thanos' hunt for the Infinity Stones. I just think it's really well done. Like it's seriously for me. Like the whole movie almost feels like a third act. Like it's just go 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 the entire time.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I don't know if I would still say awesome, but
I'd be willing to go down to great. I would want to put it below Guardians, though. Well, I don't know.
Well, I think you've compromised enough. So I think it's my turn to compromise, 50-50 relationship here. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. I will compromise and you can put an awesome, but I definitely think it should be behind Ragnarok.
Okay. All right. I think that's fair. I don't know, because it's tough, because I do think I like Guardians more, though, than Infinity War.
Well,
I don't know.
think
that one's a toss-up for me, to be honest. I really don't know about that.
I think
I'm good
Guardians
with it being here.
could squeak into that awesome placement, but we'll see what the list looks like. But am leaning more towards that, but I just don't want the awesome category to be dominated by Avengers films or Guardian films, because I definitely know, which maybe some spoilers, like when we get to Guardians 3, like that's going to be
Awesome. Okay.
yeah. So I don't know. We'll see though. We'll revisit.
Wait, hold on. Okay, Mike says I've lost track of how many times I watched Infinity War. Yeah, I think it's one of those movies I can throw on and just kind of have it in the background, and just like the hype around this film was like amazing, like truly.
See, that's
And
Endgame for me. I think Endgame does for me what Infinity War does for probably most people.
okay, yeah, no, I think I like Infinity War more than Endgame, to be honest.
I think that's the common opinion. I think most
Yeah.
people feel that way. I'm in the minority here, but
Well,
sure.
it's because I think Endgame is a little bit. It's more well paced and a little more well structured, I would argue. Whereas Infinity War, like I said, it really does feel like an entire third act where it's just go, go, go.
It does, yeah.
And Endgame, I would say, is not that. You know, you do have more of a story arc there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, Infinity War, I really love it. It's just such a fun film, you know.
Yeah.
Such a fun film. And we're getting to see like Guardians and these other characters on screen together. And well, do we I'm trying to yeah, we get Thor and the Guardians. I thought that was pretty awesome. And then Rocket and Groot and Thor going down to Wakanda. Like I just think it's awesome.
Yeah. There's some good character arcs there and a very painful death. Um yeah, I don't know. I could be convinced. We'll see. We'll get to it.
We'll see. We'll see. Just put Guardians in awesome at this point. I think we'll wait. I think we'll hold off. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way they naturally lean, man. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Tyler doesn't like good movies. I would disagree with that. I think that's a bit too far. I think I think there's plenty of good movies that he liked here.
Yeah.
Civil War, Thor, Ragnarok, Guardians, Black Panther, you know.
And I would argue there's no such thing as a good movie. Everything's subjective, but we're getting into the tit for tat stuff.
Just like I could say Morbius is a great film. And it's subjective.
That would be a take, but yeah.
It would be a take, that's for sure. Endgame is literally the perfect companion and finale to Infinity War, but it's a nonstop race while somehow being a solid movie. Yeah. Infinity War, that is. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. It was in reference to Avengers and Guardians movies being awesome. Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
That's a lie. I'm not sure. I don't know what you're referring to, Adam. Maybe Morbius? I don't know. Thor: Dark World is better than. Okay, no.
You're losing your mind now.
Yeah, that is Captain Underpants. You have gone too far, my friend. Alex kind of likes Dark World. Okay. Do you like it better than Black Panther, though?
Alex likes bad movies. Confirmed.
Yeah. We'll get that hashtag going. Morbius was horrid. I'm sorry. Yes, at Morbius. I see. Yeah, Dark World isn't awful. I think it's completely forgettable. I don't remember a thing about it.
Yeah, not
Horrible
good
stuff. Yeah, I don't remember anything about it. All right, let's get moving. So, Infinity War, and then it's Ant-Man and the Wasp, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I would go with definitely okay, or I would go with bad.
I would say bad, but better than Iron Man and bordering into okay. So I would be okay with it behind Thor or in front of Iron Man 3.
Okay. See, the thing is, I would probably rewatch Ant-Man and the Wasp before I'd watch even The Incredible Hulk or Thor. but it is a bit all over the place, I feel like.
Yes.
Like, I don't even remember who the villain is.
Ghost.
Yeah, but I don't remember any motives behind that or anything. So, we're gonna go. I think we'll go bad, not F. We'll go bad. You said in front of Iron Man 3, right? Or behind
I would think so, but more and more I'm like thinking about it. Maybe it could go behind, but we can stick with in front.
I think I'm happy with it being there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. All right, and then we got Endgame, I think, right?
Captain Marvel.
Oh gosh. I don't know. What do you think? I'll let you lead this one.
I think okay.
I would agree. I don't think it's horrible by any means. I really don't.
No.
I know a lot of people bash on it. I would not go that far. Like Mike, I would not go F. I personally, I think Brie Larson is very attractive. I'll be honest. I really have quite a crush on her.
Awesome for Labruski.
Yes. Right above Civil War. No. The film is a little, I would say it's more of a generic superhero origin film, just like Doctor Strange, Spider-Man. But I think it's okay. Although I can't even remember who the main villain of that one is. I think it's Jude Law. I think, but I really can't remember.
I
think it is Jude Law. It's got to be. But I don't remember the third act at all.
It is very forgettable. Like for me, it's okay, and it's definitely below Thor.
Okay.
It just felt like borderline serviceable, and it again kind of suffered from the same thing Ant-Man did, where it was like, post Infinity War, and then all of a sudden we're learning about this new character, out of the blue, So I think the delivery is where it lacks hardcore for me.
Okay, I'd be okay with putting it behind Thor. Yeah. I think it's just okay. I do.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad by any means.
No, definitely not bad or an F. I think that's overhating a little bit.
I like her too, but I hate the retcons. What do you mean by retcons? Labruski didn't watch Captain Marvel with his eyes. Oh boy. I won't comment on that any further. But that's not true. But, and it's pretty bland. Yeah. I hated the Nick Fury stuff. I will say the de-aging with Nick Fury looked really good.
Yes.
Now with all Marvel films, other films too, not only with de-aging, but CGI has been very bad lately. But yeah, I will say with Samuel L. Jackson, although he does look very good for his age. I think he's like in his early 80s or something, or late 70s maybe. Like he is looking good. So
let's see.
Yeah, he's old, but he's in great shape too. Yeah, I think it was Jude Law. I think so.
Yeah, 76 years old.
Yeah, that's insane. He looks really good. I'm fine with low. Okay, cool. Me too. Like really, the damn cat is what took his eye and made him not trust people. Come on. Yeah, I thought that was a little stupid. And her being the Avenger name. Well, I don't get the reference for this one.
She was like the reason that Nick Fury came up with like the Avengers initiative, trying to find a team.
Okay,
because she came around right after Captain America, so she was the first initiation to like superheroes that Nick Fury had.
That's right. Yeah, in the 90s it was. Yep. All right, and F was harsh, but still, I would agree. I think F was a little harsh, but I mean, it's all subjective, so. I really like Carol in the comics, but they made her so dull. I haven't read any Carol in the comics, so I don't really know.
I would argue they don't make her dull. That's just how Brie Larson acts. I mean, that's just my take on it.
You don't like Brie Larson? I will say, I think she's very attractive, like I said. Well, I mean, you could swap her out with another actress who probably could do a better job for this role. I think she is a good actress. I will say that.
Ouch. Yeah, I don't know. I think she's very, very one note as an actress, and I do think there's better actresses out there. I mean, I think
Sydney
definitely.
Sweeney?
Say again?
Sydney Sweeney?
I mean, I guess.
I think she would do a good job. I think Anna Taylor-Joy would do a really good job as Captain Marvel, actually.
My fan casting for Carol Danvers was always Emily Blunt. Is that her name?
Yes. Yeah, she was I think in talks to play Captain Marvel for a long time.
Yeah. Live, Die, Repeat with Tom Cruise, the role she plays in that like sold me. She was like, a kick-ass military strong woman, and I was like, man, she could do Carol Danvers if she had to.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would have liked to see that. And I would have. Emily Blunt's awesome. I like her. Invisible Woman ? I know there was a lot of talk about Emily Blunt as Invisible Woman.
There was, yeah.
But that fell through. And I do really like Vanessa Kirby in the role. So, I mean, from what I've seen, obviously I haven't seen the movie, but all right. Endgame. I think we both can agree it's going in awesome.
Yes.
Okay. Where would you put it, though?
I would put it... I think it's better than Ragnarok. I don't know if it's better than Civil War for me, but if you wanted to put it in front of Civil War, I would be okay with that.
I think so. I think
That's
so.
fair.
I think this was the big film for the entire MCU. And I think we got to give it credit. They stuck the landing perfectly.
Yes, I agree.
Like that, So yeah, I would think Endgame is one of the like I said, I think they stuck the landing perfectly. They really did.
It's in my top 5, 100%.
Yeah, it's probably in my top 5 too. The only thing I didn't like at Endgame was the time stuff made no sense, and Cap's ending was very abrupt. I like Cap's ending. I thought it made sense. Too. I thought it made sense.
That was actually the only portion, which may sound heartless, but the only portion that kind of got me emotional was Cap's ending.
No, I think that's fair. Endgame is automatic awesome above Civil War. This was the payoff movie. Yes. Endgame is definitely awesome. All that build up, that Cap scene still sends shivers up my back. Yeah. I think it's interesting too that the cast of Avengers they decided to keep around. It makes sense that the OG Avengers would be the ones they kept around, but then we also have like Rocket Raccoon. Yeah. I thought that was an interesting choice, and I do like Rocket Raccoon a lot. So I'm like, he is my favorite Guardian actually. So I'm super cool with that. Yeah, I think this is a pretty easy one. Endgame number 1 so far. All right, what do we have? Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yep.
Let's see, where is that? I can't even find that on here. Where is that on here? Here it is. I see it. I would probably put it in okay. I'd probably put it a number 1 in okay.
I'm okay with that. I was gonna say at the bottom of good, but I think okay is good.
I think it's another one that a little lackluster. I do like Mysterio. I will say that I do like I like Jake Gyllenhaal a lot. I thought he did really well in the role.
I really like Mysterio, and I also like
Yeah.
the buildup of Spider-Man being like the second coming of Tony Stark, like the scenes that kind of mirror Tony Stark scenes, and that spider tingle scene where he kind of finds his spider sense. I think that was pretty solid also.
What scene are you talking about when he finds his spider sense? I'm drawing a blank on it.
When he's in like this walkway and Mysterio like turns off all the lights on him and he has to like defeat all the robots essentially blind.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, I thought that was well done. Yeah. It's okay. Look good. I mean, I like the Spidey suit.
I hate that Spidey suit.
Yeah, I don't like the black and red.
Yeah, me either.
Not a fan of it. I'm okay with the Peter Tingle. Yes.
Yeah.
I was running around shirtless in the movie theater after Endgame. Almost got arrested. What? Why? Yeah. Why were you doing that, Captain Underpants? Okay.
Is there any better movie going experience than watching Endgame? I mean,
no.
I get chills even thinking about it.
You know, I was working at a movie theater when that film came out.
Oh my gosh.
And let me tell you, it was the most stressful 72 hours of my life working at a movie theater. I will say overall, not, it was intense. Very like it was long ass hours each. Like we had literally all the employees, probably like I would say maybe close to 10 employees on.
Wow.
And I lucked out and got the best job of the weekend. I was just checking tickets. So I literally not behind concession, nothing like that. I was not even selling ticket. Well, at our theater, they combined concession and the box office. So you bought your tickets where you got your food too. I think that's a thing in most theaters now. They just combine them.
Yeah.
But I literally was just standing near the movie theater where the section of the actual theaters and just making sure people were lined up. And then when the movie theater when the last showing was over, everyone left, the cleaning was good. All I had to do was check the ticket, time, theater. That was it. Boom. And then I just stood there. I got so lucky getting that job. Like, wow. I don't know how I lucked out and got that job. Yeah. It was very easy. And mind you, like we would always switch around most weekend. Like we would usually not have someone checking tickets like that. Like our theater was just not that big, Yeah. So that was just kind of like a special rule just for Endgame weekend. And I was lucky enough my manager was like, okay, yep, you can do it.
That's sick.
I felt very fortunate because it looked like hell behind the concession stand. It was awful. Yeah. And it was like 12-hour shifts, dude. It was a long ass time. I got to see it early.
Movie. It's a long movie.
3 hours. I got to see it early too. Wednesday night, the weekend before it came out.
Wow.
But in a private screening with one other dude. So that was awesome. Yeah. Although I will say you didn't really get that movie theater experience, but I did see it again in theaters. So I did kind of get that too. But it was an awesome film. It really was. So yeah, that was a great time. I will say that was just a crazy, hectic popcorn flying everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. People were throwing popcorn in my theater.
Yeah, and it's sometimes too. People would like come out and be talking about the film, and the line for the people going in, where they were about to go in, so they would like spoil the film. I'm like, no, do not. Yeah. So that was unfortunate when someone got it spoiled for them. But is what it is, I guess. Let's see. Okay, I think we're all caught up on comments. So let me guess. What's after Spider-Man Far From Home? It's got to be. I don't know, actually.
It is Black Widow.
Black Widow's the next one? That's right, because of COVID.
Yep.
Wow.
This was COVID era MCU right now.
And I was still working at same company, a different movie theater in the college town I went to, though. So I was working at a movie theater then too when that film came out. I would say this one is okay. I would say number one, okay. I think it's better than Far From Home. But I don't think it's good by any means. I think it's
I
very boring.
actually enjoyed this movie. But again, it's like one of those comparison things. Like now seeing all
Yeah.
the titles next to it, so
Yeah.
I'm okay with top tier of okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good spot for it. Bad. There we go. Yeah. All right, then we got, is it Eternals next?
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. I would say this one is in okay. Well, I would go low good. I actually remember enjoying this film. I only saw it once, but I remember I thought it was okay. Yeah.
I would go low okay, bordering into bad.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think I'm okay with that. Let me see. Where is it? Where is it?
I think
Yeah.
Captain Marvel. I could rewatch Captain Marvel more than this. This was like I felt the pacing was all over the place. I didn't love some of the acting in here, and then at the end, I mean, it's like full anime fight scenes. I mean, I've never had more issues following choreography of fight scenes than this film. It was
Okay.
just a bit all over the place and a little far fetched even for me, like even for an MCU film, which is kind of crazy to say, but
Okay. So do you want to put in bad? I'm good with either, to be honest. I'm not gonna. I don't know. I remember enjoying it. I've only seen it once, and I remember
let's go with top of bad, but I'll add it to the list and we can revisit.
Okay, that sounds good. Are we ever going to see Shang-Chi again?
I would assume so because
You think, right?
he was part of the Avengers during the Jonathan Hickman era, so I would assume so. He was one of the names on the chair, so
Oh, was he? Oh, I missed that. I was going to bring that up. I don't remember seeing his name on the chair
yeah.
there.
At least I
We can talk.
think it was,
We
yeah.
can, we can talk about that too. After we've been going now for a long time, but I would kind of like to talk about that quickly. All right, Shang-Chi. Then we have Eternals, right?
Yes.
I would say F. I did not enjoy this film at all.
Yeah. I do think it's a bit overhated, but
I would
I
put it
didn't
above Dark World.
yes. Yes, 100% above Dark World.
Okay. Do we want to put it in bad or do we want to do F? What do you think?
I just feel like it was kind of forgettable, right?
That's the thing. I really don't remember. Like, yeah, I don't remember anything about. Like, I'd be surprised if we see Eternals again. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, let's go above. It's definitely better than Dark World, but F is fine. I like
F.
that.
All right. Also, too, are we just doing movies? We do have TV shows in here too.
If it's in there, let's just swing it.
Is there? Do you have a list for the TV shows too when they came out? Well, I know WandaVision was before Eternals, I believe. It must have been, yeah. Definitely was. I would put WandaVision in I'd put it in good. I really enjoyed WandaVision. I would put it probably I would put it number 1 in good or behind Guardians 2, honestly. I really enjoyed it.
I would say above Guardians too.
You want to do that?
Good. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
All right, let's do Loki came out next.
Yes.
Season 1. I would say right behind WandaVision. I honestly might have liked Loki more than WandaVision.
I didn't like Loki.
Okay. All right. Would you put it in good or okay?
I would probably like if this was my list, I would put it in probably okay behind Black Widow.
Okay.
But I'm okay with if you want to put it in top of okay or bottom of good.
I think bottom of good. I think it's a good show.
That's fair.
Captain Underpants above Avengers. Yeah, I would put WandaVision above Avengers.
Yes.
I would say so. Yeah, it's tough though because I think Avengers is more like important film overall. Like,
yes,
but I would probably rewatch WandaVision before I rewatched Avengers again. To be
and
honest,
I think WandaVision just kind of kept you on your toes a little bit more. Watching Avengers, you knew the team was going to get together, they're going to defeat Loki, and we're going to go on to the next film. We had no idea what was going to happen.
WandaVision definitely, like, I remember it feeling like almost like an event, like a pop culture moment. Like everyone was talking about it on TikTok, and at least the TikTok I saw, like everyone was like speculating about in the next episode week to week. Like that was a lot of fun, and yeah, and that's really the only Marvel show where I felt like I got that.
Yes, I agree.
Mike says, I thought WandaVision started strong and then fell apart. I'm trying to remember how it ended now.
I think it started strong and it did fall apart, but even while it became weaker, it was still pretty strong, like stronger than a lot of the films. So
yeah, I remember how it ended now. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, with White Vision and Agatha.
I really don't like White Vision. I think that's such a, I don't know. I think they're doing a White Vision TV show too. I'm definitely not watching that. I'll tell you that.
I love White Vision. I think that's awesome.
All right.
It's the man versus machine side of Vision, but the man part or the soul, the human part has been stripped. I mean, I think that's interesting dialogue.
All right. Well, if we're maybe we can watch the show whenever. I think it's still coming out. Maybe I got canceled, but let's see. Loki season 1 started well, but the later half dragged hard.
I would agree.
I thought the later half was pretty good from what I remember.
See, I would probably put Loki, like if this was my list, below Black Widow, but Loki season 2 would probably go where Loki season 1's at. That's if it was my list.
I see. I actually haven't seen season 2.
Oh, okay.
So we'll get there though. You can rank that one. I'll let you take care of that one. I'm opposite Alex. I prefer the back half. Interesting. Is the glass half full or half empty? Who knows? WandaVision was unique, going through different eras of sitcoms. Yeah, I think I would agree. Yeah.
Very unique. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ambitious to say.
I would say so. White Vision, here comes the West Coast Avengers. Not familiar with West Coast Avengers, but I think that's, I wouldn't be surprised if we get some sort of West Coast Avengers thing here. All right. So we got what about Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Actually, I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier came out before Loki. Pretty sure.
Yes, it was after WandaVision. Yep.
I would go with bottom of okay.
See, I liked it better than Loki. I'd like to probably behind WandaVision, but placement wise, see Iron Man 2 being in there is a wild card because that would be awesome for me. But I don't know. I'd probably put it in front of Loki for me. So bottom of good, but
I'm willing to compromise. Yeah. We'll put it there. I don't agree, but it seems like, yeah, this is dang, remember when Marvel had ambition? Those were the days, yeah. Okay with that. I enjoyed the Buddy Cop series. Yeah. I'm okay with it being there. I don't agree though. I would put it in bottom of okay, to be honest. I don't remember the show.
Even below Captain Marvel and Thor?
I probably would. I would definitely rewatch Captain Marvel or Thor before I'd watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay, what do we got next? Doctor Strange? I
Um,
think.
movie-wise, we have Spider-Man: No Way Home, but I think Moon Knight came out before that.
Moon Knight.
And the Groot TV shows.
And the what TV shows?
The Groot TV shows.
Oh. We got 2 seasons there. I've only seen I don't know. I mean, I feel like those are fine, but
Yeah, I would put them at the bottom of okay, probably both of them.
yeah. I've only seen 1 season. I don't even I remember thinking they were, like, cute and funny, but nothing like of real substance, you know?
And then we have Moon
Moon
Knight.
Knight.
Yep.
Yeah. I liked Moon Knight. I thought it was pretty good. For me, it got a little wonky towards the end, though.
I agree.
First.
Yep.
Yeah. But for me, like, the first it started out strong, but ended poorly.
Yes, I agree.
I would put it top of okay. I think it's better than Black Widow.
I would disagree. I would probably put it above probably maybe the Groot TV shows, but I will compromise and say top of okay. That's fine.
Well, we could go in the middle. I would definitely rewatch it before Hulk or Thor.
Yeah,
But I think I like Far From Home, and Black Widow I could go either way with, but I definitely like Far From Home more than Moon Knight, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. I like
I
that
do like
placement.
Oscar Isaac in that role. I thought he was really well done, yeah.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I
Yeah,
wanted to really like the show. I thought they were gonna go the Jeff Lemire run route, but man, did they detour from that a bit.
I feel like they kinda did in some ways.
Yeah, but like that's one of those runs where you kind of, stick to it, like
Yeah.
it's one of those bordering perfect runs on a character, so I don't know.
It's funny because actually, kind of piggybacking off this comment, my wife was into it, so I kept watching with her. But yeah, it was kind of rough. I had a coworker, and at my last job, and I think she was somewhat into like Marvel movies and whatnot, but not really. But she really loved Moon Knight for some reason, and
Weird.
so I don't know. Maybe the girls love Oscar Isaac or something. I don't know, but Moon Knight is borderline unwatchable for me. Now I think that's
a bit harsh.
Yeah, that's a bit
Straight
harsh.
booty.
Straight booty. I wouldn't go that far.
I think the later half, like the final episode specifically, is pretty unwatchable, but most of it's serviceable at best.
Will we ever see Moon Knight again?
I think so. Yeah.
I feel like we should. Now, if Oscar Isaac's name was on one of those chairs, that would have piqued my interest a little. I would have been like, okay, that's interesting.
Now, RDJ did say that is not the entire cast, so we gotta
did he
remember that? Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
So they're keeping secrets.
Yeah. What do we got? What If next? I think maybe.
Yeah, I think that came out at some point around there.
We got 3 seasons of that. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I don't know. I've only seen the first season. I thought it was like bad. I would put it in bad, to be honest.
I would put it definitely above the Groot shows.
Okay. Maybe we should lower the Groot shows because I don't know. I feel like the Groot shows probably shouldn't even be on the list. Like I think they're just silly.
Well, we're not the audience for it, So I mean, you can move it down to bad and then put What If in okay.
I'd be okay with that.
And I think all the seasons are about okay.
About the same.
Yep.
All right.
There was some peaks, but as a whole.
Okay. And then we got Hawkeye was around this time too, actually.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
I really liked Hawkeye. It surprised me.
I enjoyed Hawkeye.
I would say it's good. I'd put it probably in between Doctor Strange and First Avenger for me.
Yes, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think that's where it would land for me. It surprised me. I really like Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop. She does a good job in that role.
Yeah,
Even though I don't care for Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye. I never did. Never
I
did.
like Jeremy Renner, and I think this show was, again, it was good for what it was. I think it was more Jeremy Renner and a new character and how they work together, and I really liked that aspect of it.
Okay. All right. What do we got next? Spider-Man? No Way Home?
Is that next? Seriously?
No, I think it's Doctor Strange.
No, Spider-Man's before Doctor Strange.
Is it? Okay.
But I just thought there was like another TV show, but maybe I'm wrong. Oh, not Man Thing, Werewolf by Night.
That was before?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think I fell asleep through this one.
And is the Guardians Christmas special down there too?
It is. I didn't watch that one.
That was before too. That was, I think I'd put it at the end of, I don't know, it was pretty funny with the Kevin Bacon stuff. Put it above What If.
Okay. All right. What about Werewolf by Night?
I thought it was kind of forgettable.
Yeah, like I said, I did fall asleep while watching it, but I did kind of enjoy what I liked, to be honest.
I'd be okay with behind the What Ifs.
All right, let's put it there. I do agree. I think it is very forgettable. Like nobody even talks about this. Are they doing a Man Thing series like this or no?
I really don't know. I'm so out of the MCU news, so
Yeah,
I
me
have
too.
no clue.
I really am too. All right, then we got Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yes.
I rewatched it once.
I think She-Hulk came before Spider-Man, but let's get Spider-Man out of the way.
No, She-Hulk definitely did not. She-Hulk came after. Yeah, I definitely did. You can look it up.
Yeah, let's see.
But anyhow, Spider-Man No Way Home. I've been seeing this something online, or when I don't have social media really anymore download on my phone, but I have seen like a couple shorts about how each time you watch No Way Home, it gets worse.
You're right, by the way.
Okay. Which I don't know if that's true. Let's see. No Way Home is high, good, low, great.
I would agree.
I watched Werewolf by Night. It was kind of okay, kind of boring. Spider-Man No Way Home, great. Spider-Man, low grade.
I agree.
All right. I guess I'd go low grade. I think it was a moment in pop culture, and it was super cool to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it could be interchangeable with Iron Man, but I just think of rewatchability. I mean, I don't know. I could probably watch No Way Home a lot too. I think it's okay there. I think that's pretty solid.
I want that suit at the end of Spider-Man movie. At the end of the Spider-Man movie, I was hoping for more street level Spidey. Well, I think that's what we'll get in the next trilogy. Well, I think that's what they're doing, a new trilogy. And I would agree that Spidey suit looked really cool. Spider-Verse are the best Spidey movies. Yeah, I really love the first one a lot.
I agree.
Come on, just for the memes itself makes it worth it. Yeah. Yeah. What do we got next? She-Hulk? Or no, it's got to be Doctor Strange.
Let me see here when it comes out. She-Hulk came out August 2022. Doctor Strange was May 2022. So She-Hulk first.
No, it'd be Doctor Strange. You said May 2022 and She-Hulk August 2022, didn't you?
No, Doctor Strange is May.
And when was She-Hulk?
August? I say August?
Of 2022.
Yeah, August. Yeah. Never mind.
Okay.
I had them flipped in my head.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Yeah, so Doctor Strange. Okay. And the way I remember that is just by remembering where I was living in my college town, because I moved houses each year. 3 years I lived there. So I was like, okay, I remember being in that house. That was the second house, and then She-Hulk was the third. So that's how I kind of remember. I would put Doctor Strange. I don't know. Definitely an okay for me. I'd put it in okay. See, I think the Illuminati stuff was the stuff that made the film good. And the zombie. I don't know. I thought I would put it. I don't know. Probably an okay.
I think, man, I really hated this movie.
Oh, geez. I mean, listen, I didn't love it. So I would compromise to go lower.
I mean, I guess it's definitely better than Werewolf by Night, though, right?
Oh.
And it's definitely better than What If and the Guardians Christmas special.
Maybe mid okay.
Yeah, but maybe put it above the Guardians Christmas special. Man, this tier list is getting crazy.
It really is now. It really is.
It has me like questioning things even more so now. Like,
yeah, I know. All right.
Like I'm almost at the point where like maybe we can put Groot in like F. I don't know.
I'm good with Groot being there, and yeah, well, I don't know. I wouldn't even say what I watched was bad though. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's like compared to the other stuff, it's like it doesn't really hold a candle to it, you know?
Well, it's just again wrong audience. We just aren't kids.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, just keep it where it's at. It's fine.
All right. Now we got She-Hulk, which I never finished, but I didn't hate what I saw. I will say I really like the main actress. I thought she was pretty charismatic and good in the role.
Yes, I agree.
But was it good? I don't know if I'd go that far. I would probably go with okay.
I would say okay. I personally would put it in front of Doctor Strange too, but I'm sure you would probably put it lower than that.
We'll go with in front because I never finished it.
Yeah.
So
the final episode was the only episode I like really hated, but everything else I actually really liked. So
I did not like Daredevil's suit in that. That looked horrible.
Oh, the yellow suit's my favorite. I love the yellow
horrible, suit. Dude. Awful. Just so disgusting looking. Miss Marvel, I think's next. Either that or Thor. This is another one I did not finish, but I did enjoy what I saw.
Yeah, I'd probably put it in front of She-Hulk.
Okay. I'm good with that. Now we got Thor. Hold on. I think I know where this is going.
No.
No? Oh, okay.
No way.
What do you think? I'm not a fan of the mustard suit. No. Yeah, I did not like the yellow suit. No. Maybe it works better in comics, but live action, I was like, this is awful.
I loved it.
Oh, horrible.
Okay, here's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather watch Eternals, Thor Dark World, or Love and Thunder again right now?
Probably Love and Thunder because I think it's the shortest. And I do like the soundtrack. I do like the director Taika Waititi a lot. So like some moments I can be like, okay, this is somewhat enjoyable for me. But there are a lot of not so good moments.
I think I'd rather watch Eternals more than this.
Okay. I'd be willing to put it below Eternals.
But I would probably watch this over Thor Dark World, though.
I would too, 100%.
Thor Dark World is so bad.
It's horrible.
Yeah, between Eternals and Thor Dark World, I think.
All right, I'm good with that too. All right. What do we got? What is next?
Movie-wise, it's Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
I never watched this one, so I'll let you kind of decide where you think.
I don't think it's as good as the first one. So it's definitely, and I think it's below great.
Okay.
Namor was pretty cool. Man, Black Widow being an okay kind of throws me through a loop because I would definitely watch Black Widow over this. First one is in great, Adam.
Yeah, first Black Panther's here. You might have been talking about the first Thor, though. First Thor's here, Adam. We were talking about that one. But Black Panther's up here.
Oh my gosh.
Wakanda Forever is so good. Top 3 for sure. The Iron Man girl stole the movie, and I love the whales. Okay.
No. I don't know if there's sarcasm in that, but
I doubt it. I don't think so. Although maybe.
Yeah.
Is there okay? Oh, he's joking. Okay. All right.
I think I would probably put it. Black Widow is screwing me right now because it would be below Black Widow, but Black Widow I think is good, and Loki I don't think is good. All right, let's go. Oh man, but Spider-Man's better than it for sure.
It's tough.
Let's go above. Oh my gosh, above Thor?
Above Thor.
Yeah. I don't like having all the power. That sucked.
All right. Well, there's a couple more I haven't seen, so you'll have to take the power for those too. All right, right there. Then what do we have? Quantumanium?
Yes.
F. I would put it.
This is overhated.
I would put it below worst one below Dark World for me. What they did, the MODOK character, I literally almost left the theater. I thought it was that bad. I was like, "What is this? What happened?" Horrible stuff. Horrible.
I mean, he was comic book accurate. He looked the way he does in the comics.
Horrible. I think there's some characters that do not need to be in live action, though. And I think MODOK is probably one of them.
But Jonathan Majors as Kang was pretty solid.
That was pretty solid. Yeah, I will give that. Yeah.
Would you compromise with above Eternals?
Oh, I really hated this movie.
All right, screw it. Swing it in there. I'm not going to argue over an F.
Where would you put it, though? I'm curious.
I think if this was my list, I would probably put it at the very end of bad, probably.
Yeah,
no, I think it had some redeeming qualities. Like, I think Kang was a lot of fun. I think the end fight scene, the climax, was pretty solid. Just that hand-to-hand fight. But that was kind of it. But that is more than Eternals offered me. So
I really let's see. Mike's got to get going. Thanks for tuning in, dude. I will. I'll take a screenshot of this and post it in the Discord too. Once it's finalized.
Yeah, because it will be the official MCU tier list.
It absolutely will be. Yeah, I don't know. I would I don't know. I really hate all.
Would you compromise with right behind Eternals?
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair. All right. I think we got
Oh,
Secret
Echo.
Invasion. What's that?
Echo.
Echo. I haven't seen this one.
I would say it's better than Werewolf by Night. I think Werewolf by Night could probably, yeah, put it in front of Werewolf by Night, or put it behind it, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what about Secret Invasion?
I think this is kind of overhated too. I didn't love some of the reveals, but I think people, I mean, crapping on this as hard as they do is a little harsh.
Okay. It's up
And
to you, man. I haven't seen it, so
I definitely think it's better than Echo, and I definitely think it's better than Werewolf by Night, and I definitely think it's better than the Guardians Christmas special.
okay.
So I would say behind Doctor Strange 2.
Alrighty. And all right, Guardians 3. Let's do that one next. I think that's
Awesome.
the next one. Awesome. All right, where would you rank it? I'd put it in the lower. I'd put it last.
Mm, I would probably put it in front of Ragnarok, but I'm okay with last if that's where you want to put it.
That's yeah. Because honestly, I would probably put the first one before it, to be completely honest.
Yeah,
And
this is probably in my top 3 MCU movies of all time.
I enjoyed this one, but
I cried like a baby at this movie.
I don't think I've ever really cried at a movie.
This one, Animals, I mean, that just gets me.
That's
I
fair.
was
Yeah,
torn up at the theater watching this.
that's fair. My cat, she kind of looks a little bit like a raccoon. She has like more of a pointier nose too, and she's black and has some like a white spot. So she kind of resembles a raccoon, to be honest. So yeah, seeing like a baby raccoon, I was like, okay, all right, this is
But
it
yeah.
gets me. Yeah. So I do get that. I don't think I cried though, but yeah, I don't know. All right, what's next? I think Loki season 2, maybe. I haven't seen it, so it's up to you.
Says the Marvels. I think the Marvels came before Loki season 2.
Okay. All
Would
right, where would
you?
you put Marvels?
I think it's overhated.
I
I
haven't seen this
actually,
one.
I enjoyed it a little bit. The only part I didn't like was the singing part. So I think
There
it
was a
would be,
singing part?
yeah,
Oh gosh. Okay.
yeah. I would
Is
probably
it
put
better
it.
than the first one though?
No, I'd probably put it behind that.
Right behind it?
Yeah, what is that behind Captain Marvel?
Um Miss Marvel. Yeah, Miss Marvel.
I would put it behind Miss Marvel,
Above She-Hulk?
behind She-Hulk.
Before Doctor Strange? Multiverse of Madness?
Yes, but I really don't like Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So take that with a grain of salt, but
Yeah, I think yeah, I'm good with it. Okay, I think next is Loki.
um yes.
Where would you put it? I haven't seen it.
I mean, based off this tier list, above Loki season 1,
You liked it more than the first season.
I did. Yes.
Do you want to put it behind Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Agatha. Wait, no, I think it's Deadpool and Wolverine is next.
Yes, I think so.
I'd put Deadpool and Wolverine in good.
I would
I don't
probably
think.
put it in great.
Okay. Where in great?
Probably behind Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Wow. Okay.
Where would you put it at good?
I'd probably put it. I'd probably put it at 1. I think. But I'm okay with putting it behind Winter Soldier. To be honest, I think that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Agatha All Along. I did not watch it.
It was okay. I think there were some surprises in it. I would probably put it. I don't know. I'd probably put it in front of Secret Invasion.
Okay.
Which kind of throws me through a loop because I'd probably put it in front of Loki too, but Loki's in good, so that kind of jacks up my scaling.
Okay. We're missing. I think we're just missing Captain America: Brave New World. I think.
Yep.
So I think I can actually add that. So let me just Google that and add that real quick.
Oh man.
Boy, I think this is our longest stream yet.
Yeah, but we kind of knew that when we talked about this topic. We were like, this is going to be a long
I knew it was
one.
going to be a longer one, that's for sure. All right, let me save this. Save. All right. All right. Where would we put this? I would probably put it in okay. Somewhere in this area, I think. Oh, you can't even see my mouse. Around Hulk and like Thor, I think in that area. Yeah.
I think I'd be okay with that. I personally would put it in good, probably above Winter Soldier Falcon, but that's me, but I would be okay putting it okay.
What about behind Moon Knight in front of Hulk? There.
I think that's fair.
You think that's fair?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you missing any? I don't think so.
No.
Daredevil, I guess.
Yeah.
But not over yet, so we really can't rank it.
Yeah, and if you want to count the Netflix series, but
nah. Although I would say the Netflix series would be great.
I agree. I would probably put it pretty close
I think
to the
all
top,
3 seasons.
Probably below Cap.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would probably put it behind Guardians, to be honest. Personally. Yeah. All right. This is what we have. Is there anything we want to change? I know you made a list. What do you think?
I did, but there's so many things on it. We're going to be talking for another hour about those. There's six movies.
Oh, geez. I think the biggest one for me is Guardians. I really think Guardians, the first one, should be above the third.
I'm willing to compromise with putting it in awesome, but not in front of the third.
Oh. All right.
I think the third borders a perfect film too. I don't know. It's pretty.
I'm gonna rewatch that entire trilogy. I think actually soon. I think I will, or at least the third one.
To end the stream, what we should do is just our personal, like, top fives. What we would make our top five.
All right. All right, you go first.
Okay, so my personal top 5 would be Captain America: Civil War, number 1.
Okay. Should I rearrange them?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here, I'll
yeah, screenshot this too before we mess it up.
I will. Yeah.
Captain America: Civil War, number 1 for sure. Probably Black Panther, the first one, in the number 2 spot. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 at number 3, Endgame at number 4, and then probably at number 5. Bring that list back up one more time if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5 is a hard one. Iron Man 2. Jeez. Yeah. Definitely Iron Man 2. That's my top 5.
Okay. All right. I would go Guardians 1 for sure.
Okay.
I think I'd do Infinity War then. And then I might go Endgame, then Ragnarok. In top 5, I think I'd go Cap 1. I think I'd go Cap 1 in my 5.
Both of our number 5s just rock both of us to the core.
I think so. Those are the 2 picks that are like, what? This show is still going. It's almost been 3 hours. Yes.
We're partying, baby.
Yeah, we're going. This show might be longer than the movies it's ranking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Besides Endgame and Infinity War, yeah. And I think this is it. I think this is the final list. Unless there's something you really want to try to push for, maybe we can make a deal, so to speak.
Okay. What are you going to propose?
I just want Guardians above 3, but yeah.
Okay.
How
I'll
about
put
this?
Guardians above 3 if Captain America 2 or Iron Man 2
is above Cap 1.
No.
That's what I was going to propose. I'll move Cap 1 down to move Iron Man 2 up if I can move Guardians above 3. That was my proposal.
I was going to push for a little bit further, but I'll take that. I think that's fair.
What were you going to do?
I was going to hope for it to be behind Avengers.
Okay. All right, we'll do this. And we'll move this one up. We'll move Iron Man 2 up, which actually pains me. How about this? How about this? Yeah. What do you think? Do you want him? You could try to talk me into moving it higher, Iron Man 2.
What if we put Cap 1 behind Avengers?
Okay.
Or no? I just don't think Ant-Man should be above. So what if we moved Ant-Man behind Cap and Iron Man 2?
There. Like that?
I'm happy with that.
You're happy with that?
Yeah.
I'm happy with that too, I think. I'm glad I got Guardians higher up. I do need to rewatch the third one, though. I will say that. But the first one.
I still don't know how I feel about Infinity War and Awesome, but I know I'm in the minority there. So
you're definitely in the minority there. I don't know if you could budge me any further with that one. I really like Infinity War.
I just think Guardians is better than Infinity War.
Okay, if you want to move Guardians up, we can.
I think in this scenario, we should. I mean, I don't think Guardians is better than Volume 3, but if that's where we're going to land Guardians, it's definitely better than Infinity War.
Okay.
I don't think it's better than Ragnarok. That's probably as far as I'll go.
Okay. I do think it's better than Ragnarok, personally, but I'm okay with that. I do like Ragnarok a lot. That's in my top 5. That's like I think I put that at 3rd or 4th.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you want to try to move around before we finalize this? This is it. This is.
I really think Black Widow should be in good, but no, that's good. I think we're good.
Where would you put it in good?
I just really did not love Loki. I mean, Loki
See,
and good.
I thought Loki was great.
Man. Yeah, then I guess it is what it is. I mean, that's like the main thing that like when I'm looking at this, my body's disagreeing with is Loki and good, but
Yeah, I think this is a pretty solid tier list.
I think so too.
If we put this out on the internet, if like other people saw this, other than the people in the chat, I'm sure we would get ripped to shreds. People would, but I guess that's the internet for you.
Yeah.
I think I'm happy with this.
I dare you to share it on Twitter.
No way. I don't even have a Twitter anymore. Damn. Yeah.
Man, you'd be like opening up your mailbox at home and be like, oh, this is my 6th death threat for the
day. Exactly. Captain Underpants. My body is putting Black Widow in great. No way.
What?
No way. Okay, we're talking about Magic. I do not play Magic. Do you play Magic? I don't think you do. I do kind of want to get into it. I know how to play. I have played before, but we're too far into it. We've been going way too long to get into more sidebars. We can't do this.
Yeah.
Deadpool 3 is definitely better than Ragnarok. Strong disagree. That's not true. Whoa. I'm just tuning in, but I need to see Winter Soldier and Awesome right now. GK Ultra, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. I think this is the final list, actually. I think this is where we're going to leave off.
I would agree, GK Ultra. I think it could probably make it into Awesome, but that's Labruski's.
You would put it before Black Panther?
I think Black Panther would be an Awesome, and I think Winter Soldier would be top of great, maybe bordering into bottom of Awesome. But for me, Black Panther would literally be, it would go Civil War, Black Panther, and Endgame. Like those are the big changes I would make that would really shake things up.
I don't know. I think I'm okay with this list.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm good.
Tyler, would Mrs. Nerdy say if you shared this with her? What would she say if you shared this with her? What do you think your wife would say?
I think she would agree.
Is she a fan of the Marvel movies, or is she kind of just?
Yeah. She's watched them all. We did a marathon. I want to say like a year or two ago where we watched all of them. Yeah, she'd probably agree with most of this. I think Loki would probably be a little higher. WandaVision would probably be a little higher. She-Hulk would probably be a little higher. Black Widow she loved. I think that would be probably in great for her.
Okay.
But she would agree with probably most of it.
Cool. Black Panther should 100% be an Awesome.
Yes, Bunk.
Where's Shang-Chi at? Shang-Chi is in bad.
Yeah.
In bad. I would have put it higher, but I believe it was you, Illuminati, who pushed for it to be a little lower. And I'm okay with it being in bad. Don't get me wrong. I stand by it. But if it was my personal list, I think I'd put it in okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think looking at this and seeing where like Echo and Werewolf by Night are, it could definitely be moved up, but we're looking at another hour of a stream just making adjustments at that point. So
we could do another stream just redo just making adjustments.
MCU tier list version 2.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Star Wars Disney tier list next. You want to do that one next?
I'm fine with that. I love all the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, maybe. A lot of the Star Wars stuff I've seen most of it, not so much the newer stuff though. So it'd be kind of a similar thing where you would just be kind of filling me in. Shang-Chi is bad. This list is trash tier. Yeah. Let's start fresh and restart the list now. Are you game for this, Tyler? You want to just restart it?
In another stream, yeah.
On another stream. Shang-Chi is top 10 awesome kung fu film.
No, absolutely not.
Oh. Okay.
Not top 10 of the MCU, and definitely not top 10 of kung fu films. No way.
Yeah, I've never really watched too many kung fu films. That's not a genre I'm huge into, to be honest. Let's do 90s cartoons next. Oh gosh, that's I've seen maybe one 90s cartoon, so that's exaggerated, but a lot of them I would be like, Adam, we could have you on to do that one too if you want. If we ever do a 90s cartoon one. Maybe that's one where I'm like sick or something. I'm like, Tyler, Adam, you guys run this one. I'll be watching from my bed. Passing out the pitchforks and torches as we speak. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
All right. That was a long stream, dude.
I don't know about you, but I'm exhausted.
I am tired as heck. Yeah. I usually after streams I'll like play a video game, you know, I get some energy left, but this time I don't know. I'm definitely gonna I have like a ritual after each show. I always go eat ice cream, so I'm definitely going to eat some ice cream after this and whatnot. Let's get Christopher Brewer on for the 90s cartoon stream. He definitely did not watch any 90s cartoon. He's old. He's an old man, my dad. He maybe like a 70s cartoon stream. Maybe then, but not 90s. No. And he was my age in the 90s. So he was not watching 90s cartoons.
Maybe that can be one where we're both sick, and it can be my dad and your dad listing 70s cartoons.
Yeah. Oh my god, that'd be a show to watch. I'd pay to watch that. Oh my gosh. I have to go edit after this. Good luck. Yeah. Enjoyed seeing two people bickering with their inferior opinions about the MCU. Just kidding. Don't kill me. I hope you all have a great weekend. You too, Alex.
You too, Alex.
I appreciate you. If you're up soon, Alex, maybe we can play some Fortnite. Maybe. If I'm up to playing any video games. DC movie tier list. Yeah, that's probably the next one we might do.
Yep.
It would all be no, they would be Westerns for the Dad podcast. I don't think my dad's watched any Westerns either. He likes Star Wars. He could do the Star Wars tier list, but I can tell you now, he's gonna put the original trilogy above all else. Yeah. So I don't know if it'd be too much fun to watch him, you know, do the tier list for that one. But I don't think he'd understand what a tier list is either. Like I think it would. I don't think he would. I don't know.
Yeah, trying to get my dad to like click on images and drag the images, he'd not know what's going on.
Yeah.
He'd be lost.
Yes, I don't know. My dad would be great for it. Anyhow, I think that's gonna do it. I am absolutely beat. Very tired. I'm gonna go eat some ice cream and then maybe play some video games if I'm up for it. We'll see. I don't know. What about you? Are you gonna play any video games?
I'm gonna eat and pass out.
I might do the same exact thing. We'll have to see. But everyone, please go check out Illuminary's channel. Link to that in the description below. If you have not already subscribed and liked his videos and whatnot, his channel, please do so. It's one of my favorite YouTube channels out there. And thank you everyone so much for watching. Make sure to like. Yeah, oh my gosh. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Make sure to like this stream, subscribe if you have not already done so, and we will catch you on the next